Hello, heroes and villains. Welcome to Multiverse. Hello, Shadow Lady. Hello, Mr. Johnny.
Hello,
Hello.
Multi. Hello, everyone.
I will let you guys talk a bit while I adjust the settings here. How was your week?
Oh, what do we talk about? Busy.
Uh, Trying to keep busy for me.
Basically, in the property I'm living in, the air conditioner is faulty and keeps leaking into the ceiling. They've replaced the unit, but it's still leaking into the ceiling because when they built a section of the roof, they put the guttering on backwards, so all of the water that pools inside of the roof goes into the middle of the house instead of outside. So we can't use the aircon. I'm in Australia, and it's very hot. It was 34 degrees Celsius yesterday, which I think is about 94 Fahrenheit. So I've been attempting to install window air conditioners. I did one of them, and we got a massive smell of mold in the house, so I had to remove that one. And now I'm attempting to put another one in so that we can, not die from heat. You're welcome for that interesting story.
It's a over here we use Celsius, so Fahrenheit. Not familiar with that, sadly.
Yeah, only cool people use
I know that
Fahrenheit.
your fan base, a lot of them are American, correct?
No, impossible. Everyone should be using Celsius, even south of the border.
I agree. Everyone should be, but some are not.
Well,
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll try not to cough.
It's all right. They somehow were not able to adapt to the metric system for some reason. So,
Mm-hmm.
hello Shaquille, hello Scrolls.
Open up the chat.
So today we'll try to play a couple of raids if we can, and also there was the producer's letter we got earlier this week. We could probably talk about that at least a little bit.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, Sean says America uses Fahrenheit still. That's all right. We won't hold it against you.
Yeah, so not 94 degrees Fahrenheit it was yesterday. That is really hot, guys. Not pleasant. I think it's funny whenever we rock around to Christmas and I see all of these things online and any movies and things that come out that are, in the heart of winter with snow, which incidentally is something I have never seen. And I'm sitting here like sweating in the heat with a fan directed right at me, watching Christmas movies that look really cold and wishing I was there.
Shaquille mentioned that
Come down here.
Shaquille mentioned he's trying to join, but he has problems with the launcher. There's been some issues for a bit with the launcher. I don't know if they made some update that kind of screwed it up. I know at some point I had to try a couple of times to update the game on PC, and even then it took me a few tries to be able to launch the game after that. So not sure what's going on, but yeah, if you have issues with the launching the game, especially on PC, yeah, it's possible that there's some issues.
Yeah, I've had issues as well, particularly on PlayStation. When it's on the EU or the US server, have the same problems, but I will say it's rare that I say the PlayStation is having a little bit more issue than other consoles, because normally the other consoles are worse. Honestly, the PlayStation moment is booty frequently.
You're cutting off a little bit.
Oh, sorry.
It's all right.
I'm not sure how to fix it. I will try not to cut out somehow. Magic.
Or maybe unplug and replug or something.
I'll unplug and replug. You'll probably have to adjust my sound.
Probably.
How that?
Well, you have to talk a bit more than that to know if you're cutting off or not.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
If you say one word, kind of hard.
What to say? I
That's
know.
okay.
It's like when I say, "Hang on, I need to adjust someone's volume," and they're like, "Okay," and then there's silence. I did that. Not helpful at all.
So I guess while we wait, we could probably let's be crazy and let's go play the Christmas seasonal.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Sure.
So we'll play the Christmas seasonal, and afterwards we'll go play some raids. We'll probably start with the Harley Quinn raids and work our way down, maybe.
Sweet.
I guess we'll see who's part of our group.
Cool name.
Russell is so nice. He says, leave a like. So people, you have to listen to Russell. You have to leave a like.
Aw, good job, Johnny.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Oh no, we insulted Jalon. He says Fahrenheit makes more sense. That's all right.
No, it isn't.
No, it makes more sense to people who have experienced it their whole life. But for the rest of the world, it definitely makes less sense.
Well,
It doesn't make sense.
Like freezing
Okay?
temperature is
When you
zero,
can go to
and
use
boiling
Celsius and
temperature
it
is
has
100.
zero, it'll be zero. Yeah.
Exactly.
Not just this very specific number. That's like an odd number. Like, no, that's just weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
well, in my neck of the
I mean,
woods,
it's gonna seem weird to us because we've been using Celsius our whole lives, so.
in my neck of the woods, we were using Fahrenheit just before my time. But then when I was a wee lad, that's when we did switch to Celsius and to pretty much the whole metric system. Although there's a whole bunch of stuff for which we were still using the imperial system, like we still uses even though we use centimeters and meters, we still also use inches and feet for various measurements. Like in construction, they still uses foot and inches.
The
Like
only
they
thing that makes sense for Fahrenheit for me is for cooking purposes. That's it.
Oh yeah, that's true for cooking. Yeah, we do use Fahrenheit. Makes sense.
Now we use Celsius for cooking here too. If I'm looking at it objectively and not from the perspective of someone who's used Celsius my entire life, I think that the metric system makes more sense. But I mean, people may say I'm biased, so who knows?
Well, it's by fractions of 10, so it in theory it should make more sense. But I guess if you're used to inches and foot, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. I've seen a couple of I think they're supposed to be mocking Americans, so maybe I shouldn't be saying it, but like commercials and things where they're like, it's 17 football fields long, you know, using odd things to measure distances, which I found quite amusing. But maybe that's insulting. Never mind.
Well, it's just to get a frame of reference. People know what a football field, how big a football field is. So if you say 17 football fields, yeah, it's usually pretty clear for most people what you mean.
Or one of them that was washing machines. They were measuring the distance of a pothole in washing machines.
Never heard that one.
No, it was commentary. It was a joke, as far as I know.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know if it's a joke where people would be insulted or if it's a joke that's actually funny to the people it's about. Because as an Australian, basically any joke about us we think is funny, but I know that's not the case for everybody, so I don't know if that's insulting or not. I apologize if I'm laughing at something insulting. Definitely not my intention. But to me, that was quite funny. And if you want to make fun of Australians, I'm perfectly fine with that. Go for it. I can take it.
Well, I've seen the Big Macs. I've seen Big Macs being used to measure the distance between the Earth and the Moon, but that was pretty much just a promo for McDonald's.
Oh yeah.
So when I was like a kid, I used to think the Australian accent and the English accent were the same.
It is the same.
No.
It's identical.
No. I would say my accent is more formal than most Australians, so I get mistaken for a Brit quite a bit. But people who are British who listen to me long enough know I'm not. So.
Envy Moon is asking any news on when changes to private group size is coming. We have no idea. We barely just heard about it, so there's nowhere for us to know at this point. I'm surprised. Yeah, it was mentioned that it is in the works, but is it going to be next month, next year, and 6 months? We have no idea at this point. Sadly, the devs.
Here's the thing, though.
Yeah.
When they say it's in works, it doesn't mean it's going to come out. It means that they're really it's that they're working on it. But anything can happen until it comes out. You can't say it's going to come out. You know.
Yeah. Sadly.
They've canceled things in the past.
Sadly, it happens. So let me go to a different phase so that people can actually. Let's go to phase 10. There's only 8 people in phase 10.
Sweet.
So yeah,
Obviously,
sadly,
because
there's a whole
everything got
bunch of stuff
leaked.
that was mentioned in the letter, but at this point, there's no way to really know when to expect any of that, or if we will get any of that. The only thing we can sort of expect is the next DLC will be end of or late January. So that's pretty much the only thing we really know at this point.
Yeah. I'm really curious to see what it's going to be. The way that they describe it is very different from episodes. I'm hoping that that means then
Oh, you're
want
cutting
to
off again.
monetize, like we have to pay for every chapter or something.
We
Oh,
missed
I'm
out.
sorry.
Sorry, it's
I hope
okay.
that means then. I
Start
hope that
again.
means they're not going to try to monetize it, like the chapters.
We don't
Am I
know.
still cutting out?
We don't know. They gave us the DLCs for free, but they could decide that no, this is not DLC. This is chapters now.
Yeah, it's different. Yeah, that's what I'm a little bit concerned about. And I'm also concerned about the frequency of release, because if the chapters are going to be something that's less content than an episode, which is my suspicion, but that's just a suspicion, I'm just speculating, then more frequent releases would be appropriate. They said this one is like 4 chapters for the entire narrative. Well, if they do the releases according to what the episode means in the end of next year, the end of 2026, not even next year, is when we will complete that storyline, and that's a long time. I'm hoping that's not what's happening. I'm hoping they're shorter, smaller things that we can do more frequently.
Yeah, the sadly more frequently doesn't really work with DCO. We've seen that in the past. When they try to give us monthly content, the issue is that
That's a bit too frequent.
we saw it also this year. Like whenever they add content to the game, whenever they add a new DLC, or even sometimes just some content like extra styles and rewards, they end up breaking the game a little bit. So so whenever they would add, let's say, new content for the monthly rewards for the monthly DLCs, well, they would end up breaking the game, and then they would spend the next 2 3 weeks trying to fix the game for whatever they broke. But then they would then give us a new monthly content, so they would break the game again, and so they would end up into this eternal vicious cycle of always needing to fix the game because they would always break the game whenever they would add new content. So smaller content was tried before, and we already know the result. We know that sadly, not a good idea. But that's sad. Sadly, that's something we're gonna have to live with, I guess, with the new devs, is that they will repeat mistakes of the past because they did not experience them themselves. And I've seen that often before in studios, or when you would get, let's say, a new crop of designers or new crop of people, and then they would want to try something quote unquote new, at least new for them, and then they would try to tell them it's been tried before and that this was the result. And every time, pretty much, they people think that, oh well, this time it's going to be different, or because they're doing it, it's going to be different than what the people did before. And sadly, pretty much every time they end up repeating the same mistake that was made before. So, like with the same with the crafting, like crafting omnipotence item, we had that before. We when we had the Deluge DLC, these were the first omnipotence item I got. Like I crafted the belt, the rings, and I was very proud of myself to finally have some omnipotence item at the time. But they changed that. I don't know why they changed that, but obviously, if they did change that, it's because either people didn't like it or it didn't work for some reason. So going back towards things that were already tried before and that we already know that doesn't really work. Sadly, it seems it is something we're going to have to do to relive again because the new devs did not go through that themselves. So they're gonna have to repeat mistakes we've already seen before they realize that oops, we made a boo boo. Well, let's go back to how it was, or let's find a new way.
Even so, I'm a little concerned about if these 4 chapters do only release twice a year, that I'm going to have to wait till the end of 2026 to find the end of the narrative. That I feel like that would kind of suck for me, but
Yeah,
maybe
that
just me. If they, there you go.
that's okay. Yeah, that's another issue I had was that like from what I understand, the next storyline will be four chapters. But yeah, if they release 2 chapters per year, it'll take us 2 years to get that freaking storyline. Uh,
Yeah.
and even assuming they go back to three chapters per year, 3 DLCs per year, it's still over a year to get the storyline. And also another
Yeah.
worry is that let's say that when we get a DLC, if the DLC sucks, we know that okay, we're going to get something else in 3 months, 6 months. We're going to get a new DLC, so hopefully the new DLC will not sucks. But if they come up with a storyline with a chapter and then the chapter sucks, holy crap, we are going to know that it's going to suck for the next 4 chapters. So
Yeah. I didn't even think about that. You're right.
because also
It sucks.
also a multi-part storyline has been tried before. Everyone I'm sure remembers the metal storyline. So we had Metal Part 1, Metal Part 2, and in total we had the five Metal DLCs. But by the third by the fourth DLC, people were already tired of that, and by the fifth DLC, there was one DLC way too many. So it again, it's nice to be able to want to have storylines that last longer throughout the various DLCs. But if the storyline sucks, it's going to be a nightmare. And again, too many storylines of the same thing, people will get tired of that real quick.
She crashed.
Did she?
Yep.
No.
I'd wait for her to return.
Oh no! Well, the group is full now. Johnny, I'm gonna have to kick you out and invite Shadow.
All right. I don't. It doesn't bother me.
I guess
How
while
do
she
you like
comes back.
My Doom.
Sorry?
How do you like my Doom?
Santa Doom. I wonder who suggested that. Must be a really smart guy.
He is a really smart guy.
That's what I thought. So I guess we're gonna let's go for the Harley Quinn mission. Oh no, as we're gonna play the event. Too late.
Here.
What?
Invite Shadow instead of me.
You sure?
She can play. Yeah.
There we go. I guess our microphone isn't working still. Doesn't matter. I was going to put Shadow in charge of the chat, but I guess not.
Am I back?
Oh, there, yeah, you're sort of back.
Great.
Oh.
We're gonna go through this again with the audio.
Probably.
All right. So, welcome back.
So let's go take a look at the chat while we wait a bit. Onko, thanks for all the bids. Help me a lot getting back into DCUO. I'm very happy to help. Hello, The Chosen. Hello, Shaquille. Is there someone else? Hello, The Muddy. And V-Moon. And Vimon, okay, thanks, Multi. I had to ask your our point of contact for DCO devs. The only real way I know that you can contact the devs is either through the forums or through the Discord. So if you go to the forums and then you try to get in touch with one of them, send them maybe a personal message. You could try to get in touch with them that way or through Discord. Discord is probably your best option. Although,
No, I would say no because a lot of time you can't add them as friends. You can't send them a
oh,
message unless
yeah, that's
they
true.
message you. So yeah, it's a little harder. I would say forums is the best way.
The problem is that, like, well, although right now the forums works well enough, but at some point the freaking forums was broken. It was pretty much unusable for quite a while. I got into the habit of using the Discord instead of the forums because at some point the forum just didn't want to work. It So Johnny, what are your thoughts on the new the producer's letter? I didn't ask you that just yet, I guess.
I think on paper it sounds all really good and really cool. Um, but I mean, anybody who knows how the reputation of DC should be a little worried though, because of, you know, again, the history of it. A lot of these things seem kind of skeptical, even though on paper they sound like good ideas. So we'll just kind of have to see how it all plays out if they decided to go through with all the things they announced. Oh, got some mail.
If you get money, you have to share with us.
Where's Shadow? Is she not back? No.
No, she's back, but our audio probably doesn't work still. So she's in a group. She's
Okay.
not talking. Her pie hole is taking a break or something like that.
Give me a minute. My dog's barking.
I heard that. Evil dog.
I don't think that will. Never mind. Proceed.
I think the one thing I'm looking forward to is you do with the whole faction thing. Because I feel like they could do multiple parts to that part of the update. Like instead of just, you know, being allowed to trade with them and group up with them and have them in the same league, I think they could also do things like allow us to change factions as well.
Nah, they
You
shouldn't
know,
do
as a
that.
second part to that, because then it would bring a reason to go back as a villain again.
Nah, if they change the faction, that's gonna kill the villain side. Everyone already there's a lot of villains that if they could have, they would have switched to the hero side because the hero side has more players. If they do that, pretty much everyone left on the villain side will leave for the hero side. If people want to play
See,
on the
for me,
side.
I'd be going to the villain side.
Yeah, you're the exception of the exception. But most people they want to go where there's more players, and there's more players on the hero side. So you would see pretty much an exodus of villains on the hero side. That would pretty much kill the villain side.
Well, it won't really matter though, anyways, because you know you'll be all on the same team anyways at this point, so it won't really matter.
Well, there's still PvP to consider and stuff like that. Like even though PvP is not as active as
That
it
part
once
of the
was,
game doesn't matter.
it still matters. There's
That's
still
one part of the game. That's
there's
I
still
don't know.
people playing
I think
PvP at least a little.
Okay, that's like 0.2% of the population.
Well, it's funny you should mention that because I've been toying with the idea of making. What if we made a live stream? Let's call it a checkmate live stream. Let's say on a Thursday, where we would. I put together a group. You or Shadow put together a group, and we go 8 versus 8 in PvP arenas.
I think it would be very unfair because one team would get some P gear and then the rest of them would just be a bunch of people without them, and you get that every couple of live streams, and it just wouldn't be fair.
Why would one team get the PvP gear and not the other?
Well, it's just because I don't know. Sometimes you might have someone that has PvP gear and the other team might not have it on.
It doesn't
It's
matter.
just the way people are. Like the moment, because here's the thing, all right? If you have somebody, let's just say you have two groups, all right, 8v8. They're all casual players, all right, and you have just one player that has full PvP gear. He's going to kill 3 players easily over and over and over and over. He can take on 3 players that have no PvP. it's not fair to a casual player, unfortunately.
Yeah, but still, it would allow people to be able to get diverse PvP feeds for playing PvP matches, especially in diverse maps.
I guess. I'm just trying to think in a fair standpoint where so people don't get frustrated when they're,
it,
joining the live stream.
it doesn't need to be fair. Okay, here's what. I'll be alone in the group, in my group, and you gather 8 players, and we'll play like that. What say you?
Sure,
Will that be fair enough?
sure. You know what I actually miss though?
What?
I don't know if you remember this or not, but like when the developers used to kind of like be almost like a villain themselves, like they acted like villains in the house of, the watchtower, and they just spawn in like random mobs and stuff just to try to kill us. I kind of miss having developers that would just go into the game, screw around with us, as if they were villains.
Yeah,
You
but
know?
I wouldn't expect that anytime soon. They were barely able to have the extra life event this year. So let's see. Let's give them a chance to get settled in their role, and maybe eventually they will be able to do extra stuff like that. But I wouldn't count on that just yet.
I just think it'd be cool to have that come back.
Maybe you could bring it back. I'm
Sure,
sure
but
people like to fight Emperor Doom
if the developers
in the
would give me
Watchtower.
command tools, then I would just boost my health by 100%, and
You don't need
and
that.
then
You're Godly Doom.
and then I would just give myself, I don't know, 30 times more damage.
Go to the PvP open world, and you can do that. Speaking of PvP open world, I guess a lot of people aren't here tonight because they might be busy playing Marvel Rivals.
Oh, maybe. I hear you, Shadow.
You can hear me?
Yes, you're back.
Okay.
I thought you were
I
front.
swapped my headset to my other headset. I'm both. I have a front and a back.
Is that the headset you bought from Eve?
There we go. Oh, that multi-real life video game work. I understand your
I almost heard what you said.
Oh, thanks for that kind remark.
So it's probably not the headset the issue because you still have the issue.
I think it's DC Universe.
It could be. It could be. The chat sadly is.
I think it's DC Universe.
Yeah, maybe I should log out and back in after this.
No, that's all right. Well, wait after the mission at least.
Oh yeah, after the mission. I wouldn't leave you high and dry.
Already, Johnny took your spot before. I had to kick him out.
Guys go loud and then quiet all of a sudden. Turn you back up a little.
I'm just eating food. I didn't
Yeah,
want
so I
to
don't know how
make
helpful I've
noise.
been in this raid because I've been trying to fix my microphone.
Nah, sadly, as Johnny mentioned, it could be the DCUO chat that's giving us a hard time. That's something that was.
I have no idea what I was saying, Murphy. I need to log out and back in.
That's all right.
Like, in and out. So, that is must be me. I'll try to shut up so people don't have my weird voice until I fix my microphone.
Sorry guys if I'm ignoring the chat. I'll get back to the chat in just a minute.
Yeah, he can't do both at once. He's very skilled, but just not that far.
Well, normally I would have you to look at the chat, but your microphone sucks.
I'm sorry! I'm trying!
Oh.
Apparently...
Yeah, Shadow, you sound like you were skipping a lot. It's like
She's a Borg now.
like that.
Yeah, see, I'm gonna be quiet. I'll be quiet until I can log out and back in and try and fix this. I'll be quiet, guys. Sorry.
She's Shadow Cutus of the Borg. Oh, did we lose someone? That's okay. We should be okay even if we're missing someone.
Iconic. Iconic says her mic is getting ready for retirement.
Could be.
Nope, she got kicked offline again. I think your internet is giving her a hard time, to be honest.
Could be. Sadly, the thing is, it's hard to know for sure because DCUO does have some chat issues from time to time. Although for a long time the chat was working fine, and then pretty much since we got the PS5 client, they pretty much broke the chat again. Although no, I'm on being unfair, it did break a little bit even before that, I think. So did you try Marvel Rivals, Johnny?
No, I saw you did though. Well, here's the thing. All right, it's a copy of a game that already exists.
Yes,
right?
but with Marvel characters.
Overwatch. It's called Overwatch, and yeah, it's just a reskin of it. I don't like Overwatch anyways, and there's no characters in the game that I like anyways, so there's no real purpose for me to play it. So
Yeah, but there's Wolverine now. And not only do we have Wolverine in the game, you can have Wolverine from the Deadpool Wolverine movie.
I guess that's cool.
It is cool. Yeah, you can have Iron Man from Endgame, Spider-Man from Endgame or No Way Home, I forget. You have the Hulk. You could be a Hulk.
I'm good.
No. The only thing is, there's only 3 modes. There's an escort mode, King of the Hill, and I forget what the third one is.
This is what I think is gonna happen. All right, people are gonna play it because of how new it is, how overly advertised it is, how all the hype around it. It'll be popular on all these different streaming sites like Twitch and YouTube for the next, I don't know, 2 months. Then people are gonna get bored. Or go back to play a different Marvel game.
You're cutting off Johnny too.
I was just saying that people are gonna get bored within 2 months of that game.
Could be. Could be.
It's the same with multiverses. Okay, look at that. Everyone was all hyped when it came out. Now nobody plays it.
Nah, that was. I never understood the idea. Like, I can understand what trying to for Warner trying to use all their properties together, but a game where you have Batman fighting Shaggy, come on. Like if they made, let's say, a Scooby game with the Scooby Gang fighting each other or fighting some monsters that they would fight in each episode, yeah, sure. Uh, they would should make it, let's say, multiverses where you have a whole bunch of DC characters fighting each other, sure. But mixing all those properties together, like having Bugs Bunny versus Batman, it's ridiculous. I understand that somebody
Come
probably
on,
thought it
give me
was a
Rick and
cute.
Morty.
Well, same thing. Like I understand, probably somebody somewhere probably thought it was a cute idea, but basically you're trying to put together people from different. You're trying to put different audiences together into one game, and it just didn't work.
Can I be heard now?
Yes.
Okay, I promise I didn't leave that instance. I got booted. Am I cutting it out still? I know I haven't talked very long, but
Yes.
am I sounding okay?
You
Half.
Okay. Half okay? Is that an insult?
No. Just we hear you half okay.
Okay.
But for Marvel Rivals,
just make sure you say your sentences twice.
I don't know what you're up to. Say my sentences twice.
yeah, I
Yeah.
guess you could.
Say my sentences twice.
There you go. Perfect.
So while we wait, let's take a look at the chat a bit.
Good.
Oh,
Hold on, wait.
too late, too late.
Oh, we're in. Sorry, guys. I have no idea where he's up to in the chat because I haven't been able to hear half of the conversation.
That's
so
okay.
Normally, I keep track of that. Oh, apparently, Rose said, "Johnny, you're so quiet. I can hardly hear you."
I think it was busy stuffing his mouth with food.
Oh yeah. Good pastime along with gaming. I approve.
As it's good activity.
There we go.
Shaquille was asking.
Seeds.
And we've got
Shaquille was asking, isn't the test server supposed to be for making sure the new updates and monthly content are working well? Yeah, but the problem with the test server is, did we lose someone again?
yeah.
I guess we did. The problem is that with the monthly content, with the test server also, the test server is on PC, and sadly, yes, it allows them to kind of fix his issues on the PC side, but there are issues that they cannot test. Like for PlayStation, PlayStation is a different platform than PC, so even if we test and test and test the game on PC, that doesn't guarantee that there won't be any issues on PlayStation. So by the time the game gets added to PlayStation, that is where the real test for PlayStation actually begins.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
so even assuming
So there's some glitches that are still occurring on test,
yes,
and they don't fix those.
I'll be
So,
back.
yeah, sorry.
that's all right.
I think there's a bit more of a delay than usual with me hearing you. I try not to talk over you, but I have a slight delay for Multi's voice, guys. And I think it might be a bit longer now. I'll try to not do that.
Don't do that
I'm trying!
ever.
I'm sorry!
That's okay. I'll send you a box of Kleenex for Christmas.
Oh, thank you. That's my Christmas present. That is lame, Multi.
I'll try to get the
I'll
Kleenexes.
to send you a bunch of Australian products to try.
I'll try to get the Kleenexes with nice reindeer in a box or something.
Oh, thank you. So thoughtful.
Always.
Mm-hmm. What do you do for Christmas? Family?
Well, family
As
stuff.
most people do. On actual Christmas Day here, I tend to play games or make content. Oh, I got knocked right out. Because we celebrate Christmas on a different day for the purposes of everyone's partners. Anyone who has a partner in our family can go to their partner's Christmas, and then we can celebrate on a separate day. So we actually don't celebrate until January. Which is good because it means in Australia we have like Boxing Day sales. so we can buy a whole bunch of discount Christmas stuff after Christmas, but before our Christmas. So it works. It works out for us. You know, we like it cheap.
Well, we had Black Friday already last week. I went on a bit of a spending spree.
Yes, I would have if I had money. You know.
Well, there was a lot of omnibuses that were $20 on Kindle, so I had to buy a whole bunch of those.
What's Kindle?
Oh, beautiful. Stocked up on your reading material.
And then one of my TV died, so I had to. I used the opportunity to buy a new TV.
Excellent. Is it a cooler TV?
It's cooler than the one I had, yes. But I had already.
Excellent.
I had already.
Upgraded.
I had already purchased a TV like that. Like basically, I have 3 TVs right now. So I had bought that model before, so I was able to buy it a second time to replace my TV that died.
Oh, beautiful. Oh, someone down, someone down. Oh, they got him. Okay. So is that what you're playing on now?
Sorry?
Is that what you're playing on now? Your nice new TV, or is it still in the box?
Not at all, because
One died.
when I ordered it, I didn't realize that we have a post office strike over here. So apparently it's going to cause some delays. But even worse, like when I ordered it, I was supposed to get it next Sunday. But then last I checked, it's going to be not Sunday, but in a week, like the Friday after that. So it'll take a while.
Ah, that sucks. Sorry. Oh,
That's all right.
oh, Cheetah's got them. You had amazing pickup, Cheetah. It's picking up everybody nice and quick.
Cheetah deserves her name. What is his name?
His male character, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Multi,
Cheating.
what do you think?
Oh,
What do you
I
think
really
of all
hope.
the?
Do you have any idea?
Of,
Sorry, go.
I was just saying, Multi, what do you think of the all the new stuff that James Gunn has been talking about, and all the like news with like Superman movie and everything that's been going on?
I'm not optimistic. To begin with, I didn't like what James Gunn did. I did not like the Peacemaker TV show. I know that a lot of people seem to love it. I'm not. I'm not one of them. I kind of. I kind of understand why, but not really, because there's a lot of stuff that we see people complain online, and the Peacemaker TV show is a lot of stuff that people usually complain about, but this time they decided that it was okay. So I'm a bit puzzled by that. But also basically the way they made the character all very, let's say, juvenile, I hated that. Even the bit where you had the Justice League show up only just to have the joke about Aquaman doing the wild thing with fishes. No, I could have done without that. Even the Suicide Squad, I liked some of it, but overall, again, he has a very juvenile sense of humor, and it really went. Already, we saw that a bit in Guardians of the Galaxy, but I guess somehow he was holding back a little bit in Guardians, but this time, especially with Peacemaker, I guess he didn't hold back at all. He pretty much had free reign to do what he wanted, and I did not like that. So knowing that he's the guy who's doing,
I haven't seen it.
so knowing that he's the guy who's doing the Superman movie, I'm really not optimistic.
See, I think I'm not saying that he's gonna do a horrible job at the Superman movie, but I'm saying that I think a lot of people are giving him way too much credibility just because of his what's it called, Guardians of the Galaxy movies, and they're overhyping it, and they're already they're basically pre-praising him.
Yeah.
When it's like, why? We haven't seen his DC movies yet. We haven't seen his DC projects yet. We haven't
but
anything. Nothing has come out yet.
He does have an audience. Like we often talk about the Snyder Bros, but there is, I guess you could say, there's the James Gunn Bros as well. So they're pretty much the first line of defense to try to defend him no matter what. So at the end of the day, we're gonna have to wait and see. Maybe he's going to surprise us, like because the only thing I really enjoyed by James Gunn was the first two Guardians of the Galaxy film, and so I'm not really a fan of James Gunn himself, but I did enjoy some of his movies. But again, the Suicide Squad movie, there was some good stuff, but there was some really really cringy stuff in there, and the Peacemaker, I hated Peacemaker. I hated how you made Vigilante goofy, or even Peacemaker. Even Peacemaker
The
is way
only
way
thing,
goofy.
the only thing I liked was John Cena's witty attitude in Peacemaker. That was it.
No,
That's the
John
only thing
Cena
that made it good.
John Cena was fine, but
Yep.
the way the writing, the way the character is written, holy crap, he's a moron. And he seems to like that kind of stuff. Also, he seems to like using obscure characters that no one else cares about, which I guess is nice. Like if you are a fan of well, nah, I was going to say something stupid. Like I was going to say if you're a fan of Vigilante, you were probably happy to see him in Peacemaker. But then again, if you're really a fan of Vigilante and you saw him in Peacemaker, you probably were not a happy guy that day because it's he looks like Vigilante, but holy crap, he's a moron.
Well, here's the thing. We already have Vigilante in Arrow,
Yes.
and it's a different Vigilante if you think about it. From personality to fighting style to every single thing about her, completely different. I don't know. It seems weird for like a weird move for him to do that, to recreate a character that was already put in the media not long ago, and just completely change the character's personality.
Well, he's going to do that with a lot of characters, so that should be expected. But
It would
the
be
the
like having Ben Affleck, okay, be Batman, and then the year after they stop casting Ben Affleck, they have a Batman that's like, I don't know, super humorous, like, I don't know, Kevin Hart or something. It wouldn't make any sense, you know? I don't know.
He's not meant to be like that anyway. Please don't speak that out into the universe.
I'll be right back.
I'm not sure what Johnny's. Oh, did he say I'll be right back?
yes.
He's leaving us! Which is not good, because really, he was doing good with that conversation. What do you think they're going to do to change the, you know how they're changing the pickup? So when someone gets knocked out and gets picked up, they're changing that? Have you got any idea what they mean?
No
Or a
idea.
suggestion of what they might be doing?
Well, I'm not
The
sure.
pickup is going backwards the way it was.
Well, I wasn't aware there was an issue with the pickup to begin with, and but I think I heard you mention that I don't recall it being different in the past. As far as I remember, it's always been like that for the pickups.
No, as far as I remember, not from my actual personal gameplay though, I will say, from watching videos other people have put out in the past, was the pickup not something that used to be not timed? So people would get knocked out, they'd have the little symbol above their head, but you could wait until like you were able to go and pick them up safely rather than having to work at it really quickly because of the timer. Maybe I'm remembering something else, I'm not sure.
As far as I remember, it's always been timed.
Okay. You would know better than me. You've played much longer than I have.
Well, come
So
on.
I'm kind of hoping they go back to that. Oh, I'm down. But yeah, I'm kind of hoping they do that and give us because it's more fun if more people can play the content. I feel, but that might be me. More people who are more competitive are probably going to disagree with me on that one, which is fair enough. But for me, I enjoy the game if I get to play it, and I enjoy it if other people get to play it. So I'm not really a competitive player. I really can't think of anything else besides removing the time limit that they could do with the knockout pickup. So I'm very curious about the fact that they're looking at that.
Well, I can already know what they're gonna say. You can play it, just don't die.
Yeah, that's exactly what they'll say.
But anyway, so yeah, I wasn't aware that the pickup needed to be fixed, so I was a bit surprised by that. And how are they going to fix it? Your guess is as good as mine at this point.
Yeah, I've got no idea. And also, I agree with you. I don't think it needed to be fixed. There didn't seem to be anything wrong there. That's also what they were saying about the new events, how they're going to, I don't know what words they used, I can't remember, but make it so that it's easier for people to do a bunch of things that we can already do, like look at the feats, look at what we've completed and all that. I don't really understand what that means, and I'm curious what's going to change, because I like the way it is, but, you know, I liked the way the marketplace was too, and didn't realize that, you know, there was room for improvement there that I actually quite like, so who knows.
It's just that it seems that there's a lot of things wrong that need to be fixed. That fixing things that don't really need to be fixed, it seems a bit weird.
Yeah. Feels like a waste of energy and time. Put effort into the things that are a problem. So, yeah, I agree with you on that one. And I agree with you with the knockout pickup. It's not needing to be fixed. So, interesting that they're doing with that. I'm curious in my eye. Maybe I don't know as much as them. I don't know, but, yeah.
Well, supposedly they've been cleaning the code for some time. So it may have to do with that. Like maybe there's something they're already doing that if they put like a 1% extra work, it would allow them to fix other stuff. So that might be why they're fixing things that don't exactly seem like it would be a priority right now.
Yeah.
Because there's sometimes there's problems like there's problems that would take like let's say 3 months to fix. There's problems that would take 1 month to fix. There's problems that would take 1 week to fix, and there's problems that would take 53 minutes to fix. So it could be that they're going with the problems that take 53 minutes to fix, so that they can be fixed right now, and they're keeping the problems that would take 3 months to fix for later down the line.
I'm guessing we won't even get notification of them attempting to fix things that are larger, because if they fail or if the timing doesn't work out, then, you know, we didn't know about it, so it's fine. They seem to be very keeping everything to their chest so that we don't know exactly what's going on. I think it was interesting in the letter how it began with, you haven't heard from me because I've been playing DC this whole time, and because, you know, having played the game first and looking at it from the perspective of a gamer would be a lot better than looking at it only from the perspective of a dev. I'm really hoping that that's not something he just said to get out of the fact that no one has communicated with us all this time, so, you know. Hopefully it's true. Hopefully it's true.
Sadly, we'll never know.
True. I'm hoping they have an appreciation for comics, because that really reflects in the work that people do if they really appreciate the subject matter, so I'm curious about that too.
Yeah, but even then, what comics do they appreciate? That's a big question.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, because if it's going to go into the more modern stuff, that's stuff that I am naive about, and also stuff that I may not have a lot of interest in. Sorry to anyone who loves the newer stuff, but yeah, I like the older stuff more. And I'm a little sad to see characters change beyond what I've become so used to. Oh, I am mind controlled.
Oh no.
Because it's hard to see a character's personality change to the point where I don't recognize them any longer. Oh, I'll get this one.
You remind me, we should target Martian Manhunter first, because his freaking mind control is annoying. So guys, if you guys hear me, let's try to take out the Martian Manhunter.
Yeah,
and then we'll focus.
Really
Then we'll focus on someone else afterwards.
I should point out, if it's necessary at any point, I can also tank. My tank is not 100% built up. I'm mind controlled again. But yeah, if we need to split tanking for any reason, I'm happy to do that as well. Not too bad at it with this character at this stage. But her artifacts are not built up. Nothing is. I keep saying I need to put more effort in here, which I am, but it's slow going. There we go. My character wants to aim for everyone except Martian Manhunter.
Oh, and what did you think of the new mods? We didn't talk about that yet.
Oh, I have feelings about those. I have a video that's going to come out about my opinion on those, but...
Okay, so we'll save that for your video then.
Cash grab. No, I don't mind mentioning here. mind at all talking about it, but it seems like a little bit of a cash grab to me. Just like they were selling the stat points in a roundabout way, but selling stat points. They were selling CR ratings now. We can get the currency to get that up. Also with this new edition that they're doing where they're going to allow renown to be given out to people who are playing non-elite content. I actually don't mind that at all, but I do think that's also a little cash grab because it means that those people will now be able to play through the content without going into elite and have an incentive to purchase the currency so that they can get the elite gear because they're now going to be able to get access to it. So I think that's smart monetarily for them. And I will say I think that these mods are also monetary. I think having it as purchasing 5 for $5 for the US and $7-ish for Australia or anyone on EU server is interesting. I think it's smart to keep it low because then it's something that people feel like they're not spending a lot of money on, but the amount of times people are going to need to replenish it is quite a bit. I don't think I'm going to bother. I don't know. I don't like them. Is my opinion. I don't really like them. What do you think? I don't remember if I watched your video on that yet.
Well, it's one of those mistakes.
I played the content.
It's one of those mistakes I mentioned. How they it seems they have to repeat mistakes from the past because we already had mods way back when. I don't know if you played at that time. We had the exobyte mods that you had to insert into your gear, and whenever you would change your gear, you had to craft some new mods. You were not buying the mods on marketplace. You had to craft the mods,
Yeah.
but still it was a pain in the butt. And they got rid of that, and they gave us basically the generator mods we have. Used to be mods that we would put in our gear. But they removed the mods from our gear because, again, whenever we would change a piece of gear, we would have to craft a new mod, and people didn't like that. It was a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
But now they're pretty much going back to something that we already know people didn't like, but sadly that seems to be what they've decided to do.
Yeah, and I will say I do like the elimination of having to use your generator for them, so you don't have to pay as close attention to that sort of thing, but I mean, people are going to be doing their generator anyway for everything else.
Yes.
So it's not a huge deal unless the generator becomes something we don't need to use for other things as well. So, I don't know. I don't like them. I don't think I'm going to use them. It's continuously replenishing them, especially if the new chapter episodes are releasing with more frequency than what we were experiencing with the episode releases. And if there is an armor set that comes with those, I don't know, then hitting the elite gear is going to become more frequent, which means we're changing it out more often, which means those are going to become more useless. So, I don't know. I don't like them. I feel like it's just cash grabby to me.
Yeah, you're probably
cash grabby, but still cash grabby.
You probably have a point where if they do give us more DLCs, then yeah, it's going to mean possibly more gear that we're gonna have to change more often. So yeah, that would mean
Back.
that would mean needing to purchase more mods.
Exactly. I don't like that idea at all.
Ready guys in.
Though, I mean, oh, hello, Johnny.
Hello.
He's gone really quiet. Maybe I'm just really loud. Let's be honest. I'm very loud. It's fine.
So let's wait for everyone to get here.
Sorry.
Where is everybody?
Back at the House of Legends, or some of us, one of us. I'm the only one here.
There's room for one more, Johnny, if you want to.
I'm not sure. Why not?
So let's see. So let's go play the second raid.
Sweet.
Evil
That was
menu.
some really good dinner.
I forget sometimes that you guys are at dinner time and I'm in the morning. I will say since daylight savings change has come, though, I'm very comfortably waking up at a normal time to be able to be here, so that's nice.
That is nice.
I was waking up, I think, 5 a.m. and then 7 a.m. when only one of us had a change in time. I don't know. But 9 a.m. is not bad. Yeah. Do you have an opinion? Oh, if he's making dinner, he's probably a little busy, though. But I'm curious what Johnny thinks about the mods.
Honestly, I don't care. It doesn't change anything for me.
Yeah, it doesn't change anything for me either. I'm not going to use them. Or I might for videos potentially. I don't know, but yeah, no.
Like the mods we have are
like
already
them.
fine. So
Yeah, but
Yeah.
the worry that some people have is that they might start adjusting the difficulty, expecting people to have the new mods.
Yeah. Which is a shame because that's very money dependent. I don't want this game to become pay to win. And every little thing that they're changing, it's clever, but it's pay to win. I mean, I predicted before they brought out the stat points that we could get for that event that they were going to put stat points in the marketplace. So I was close. They gave us the ability to get stat points through money, but you could also get it through gameplay. And I'm just thinking it's just slowly creeping into the state of being pay to win. I don't want this game to be pay to win. It sucks when they do that.
Now, with the new mods, it is pay to win. An argument could be made before that you could maybe sort of farm for the other items, and technically you could farm for the mods and buy them from the broker. But right now, last I checked, they were like 15 to 30 million. So
even if you're buying them from the broker, you're still dependent on other people's monetary input into the game for that. So it's pay to win.
So no, whatever last argument people had to say that DCUO was not pay to win, that went out the window. There's pretty much no way to defend the devs at this point. It is their latest effort did make the game pay to win, and it sounds like also there's going to be more than just that. Al Rivera, the new creative director, or art director, I forget. Basically, at some point, he was praising the new producer, saying that he had some great ideas of new ways to monetize the content or something like that. So sadly, that seems to indicate that we should expect more monetization in the future. But what form will that monetization take? We're gonna have to wait for that. We don't know just yet. Are they going to start monetizing?
Selling stat points, that means I predicted correctly. I kind of hope they do, just so I'm right, but also hope they don't, because I don't want it to be pay to win, but you're right.
But
it's hit that point already.
What if they monetize the sidekicks and the henchmen? Like, what if they add some extra sidekicks that are more powerful, but for $5 on the marketplace?
Oh, I didn't even think of that. I was thinking that they're going to create it in a way that we can either use them as more of a companion or adjust their leveling in some way through gameplay, build them up, maybe change their style or something. I didn't even think of that. Oh, I'm getting sad. I love this game. I don't want to hate this game.
Yeah. See, this is what I was thinking too. On paper, it sounds like a good idea, but until you see it put into action, there's all these horrible things that could happen to it. So.
Yeah. It's making me a little sad.
Oh, I guess we're gonna have to play another mission. Nova Chrono is too low level. Let's go to custom play.
Oh. Cool.
I guess we'll go to try and play. Come on, evil menu. Let's go and try. Come on. There we go. Let's see if we can play a raid we didn't play in a long, long time. What say you?
Gods of Monsters.
Oh no. Let's try this one.
Do you know where you were up to in the chat, Multi?
Vaguely.
Mine has scrolled to the bottom.
Let's play one of Johnny's favorite missions.
What are we playing? Ugh. Such lag.
Yeah.
Oh, Brainiac returns the combat command ship. Sorry, I said combat ship. I can read.
It very much is not one of my favorites.
Oh,
Multi, what are you doing?
I guess we lost a few people.
Yeah. We're 6 at the moment, I think.
There's
some people here, like Yo Imagine is
Yep.
not in the group. Nightcrawler, you could add, yep.
What's Nightcrawler's name? Oh, Nightcrawler wanted to trade. No trade for you.
Not really the appropriate time to ask for trading.
That happens all the time.
Yes, I am aware. Zaga Gaming asked, Multiverse, do you ever play Ultimate Alliance? I think you answered that one, didn't you?
Yeah, I played the first 2 Ultimate Alliances. It was fun. For some reason, I can't explain it. I always love playing Captain America and throwing the shield around. I find that very, very satisfying. Even in DCUO, when they did add the shield weapon, I don't know why, but being able to throw that thing around, love that. So in Ultimate Alliance, yeah, the first, even though the 2 games were pretty different, they pretty much changed all the graphics for the second game. I wish we could still play those games on PlayStation. There were rumors at some point that they might make a remaster of those games, but and then for Ultimate Alliance 3, they pretty much dropped the ball, and it was exclusive to Switch, I think. So I did not play that one.
My favorite
I haven't played it at all, I
Ultimate
don't even know
Alliance
what it
one.
is.
But yeah, the first 2 Ultimate Alliances were a pretty fun game at the time.
So there's one thing that bothers me with Ultimate Alliance 2 though, and it's the most smallest things ever. But so in the first Ultimate Alliance, when your character would attack, they had a fist, okay? But in the number 2, if you look at when they attack, their hands are out straight, so they're punching with their fingers instead of their fists.
Oh,
Uh,
that's stupid.
I wouldn't be surprised that some crazy people thought it was too violent to punch with the fist, and they tried to make the game less violent to appease certain groups. That's all I can think of about that.
Cause yeah, I was playing like, especially when you're playing like a character like the Hulk, it's very obvious to see your hands, cause karate chopping everyone.
Now, Johnny, you're the robot one.
And I look closer at like all the other characters, and then I looked at all the other characters, and they're all doing the same thing. They're all doing karate chops.
And before Ultimate Alliance, we had the X-Men Legends, which was pretty much a similar game, but with X-Men characters.
Yep.
And that one was fun too. So now those were fun games. Yeah, it happens. But so those were fun games. I wish we would be able to get more of those, or to get a remaster of those games to be able to play those again. But that doesn't seem to be in the card right now. Although there's also the arcade game, like the X-Men or Punisher, or I forget which other game that were released as a remaster on PlayStation 5. So I'll probably give those a try. I used to really enjoy them.
Sorry, I lagged, and now the wall is up, and I have no child to get in. Oh, here, I'm in. Maybe.
No parole for you.
No.
Man, this game is lagging so much.
Yeah, you're both breaking up, so it has to be the game. Storm Goddess says Marvel Rivals PvP is everything, everyone on there. Sorry, Shadow, no idea what she says.
Hello?
Yes.
No, we're back to the audio stacking, I think. This is really bad connection today.
That's okay. So I'll talk a bit about Marvel Rivals for those who might be interested about that, because I saw in the forums that some people were really worried that Marvel Rivals is going to kill DCUO or something like that. People are going to leave DCUO for Marvel Rivals, which I guess seeing how few people we had tonight, maybe some people are trying it out. But Marvel Rivals is a pure PvP game. There's no PvE with that game. So, and at this point, most people playing DCUO are pretty much PvE players. Yeah, there are people that still play PvP, that still do the duels, that even still play some 1 versus 1 or 2 versus 2. But as a rule of thumb, by now people playing DCUO are pretty much PvE players. So I saw people that were worried that people will leave DCUO. That's not gonna happen. Yeah, people who are not unhappy with the PvP of DCUO right now might decide to leave to play the PvP on Marvel Rivals, but most people like you don't have missions like we have in DC Universe Online. You don't have an open world like we have in DC Universe Online. You cannot customize your character like we can in DC Universe Online. Yes, you can change the look of your character, but you have to get a full a complete skin like in Marvel Avengers. Whereas you purchase, let's say, the Captain America skin, and then you can change the look of your Captain America character, but you cannot change the headpiece of your character or the gloves or the pants or there's no options like that. So you cannot customize your character the way you can in DC Universe Online. You cannot customize your loadout the way you can in DC Universe Online. So you're stuck with the abilities that your character has. And if you don't like the controls, it's a bit tricky. I didn't see any options to be able to change your loadout. Maybe there is, and I just didn't see it. That's quite possible. And so if you're looking for an experience like DC Universe Online, Marvel Rival is not going to be it.
Like it's not that the game looks bad or anything, but it's just not for me. I don't like Overwatch, so.
Yeah, but now it will be Overwatch with Wolverine. You like Wolverine?
Okay. Yeah. He's cool. Out of all the X-Men, he's probably one of the cooler ones, like Nightcrawler. But that's about it.
Come on, it's Doctor Doom and Doctor Doom 2099 that are the main villains.
Yeah.
I'm sure when they add the Ghost Rider, you'll start playing the game.
I'll try it. That's it. Until I can play as Doctor Doom and Ghost Rider, I don't plan on playing it. That's the conditions. They have to put them in there for me to play.
Oh, I'm sure it'll be there. I'm sure it'll be there at some point. But right now, looking at the roster, it seems to be pretty much something they made with the Marvel Cinematic Universe in mind, because a lot of the characters we have are pretty much inspired by the characters in the MCU. The exception to that would be maybe Storm or which other characters, or Magic. But overall, like they have the Guardians of the Galaxy characters, but they don't have the Fantastic Four. So that tells us that they've probably been working on that game since even before they had the right to the Fantastic Four back. And for some reason, they were not able to add any characters of the Fantastic Four. Although they did add Namor, also known as Namor the Submariner.
Here's the thing. I don't think they're going after the MCU. I think they're just going for overall relevant characters right now.
No, I'd say they're going for the MCU because you just have a few X-Men, and you don't have any Fantastic Four character. You don't have, although you don't have Daredevil either.
But you have X-Men 97. You can't forget about that. That's relevant right now.
Yeah, but they don't have the X-Men characters in the game. They have Storm, Wolverine, and maybe one more that I forget. That's all the X-Men you have. You don't have Cyclops. You don't have Rogue. You don't have Gambit. None of that.
Not yet.
Well,
It's coming.
yeah, but that's my point. Like when they worked on the game, they had the MCU in mind. But now that they have access to the Fox characters, like you don't have Daredevil either. You don't have you have Iron Fist, but not even the Iron Fist that we're familiar with. But yeah, I'm sure they'll add the
I
X-Men at
just,
some point and the Fantastic Four. But you can tell that when they started working in the game, that's not what they had in mind.
I'm just wondering, like, what their long-term goal is. Because here's the thing, right? Everyone's gonna get bored if you just only add new characters and new maps, alright? And with games like that, that's exactly what they do. Maps, and you make new characters. That's it. New mode in here and there, just to keep things interesting. But at the end of the day, the game is still gonna be fundamentally the exact same thing. And a lot of those new games end up, like, not doing well later on, especially if there's an original game that came before it, such as Overwatch. It's just, I don't think it's gonna last long, that game. I don't think it's gonna last.
Well, I'm sure they'll add new
I think
maps
it's
and new
gonna fall off.
characters. We'll see.
Well, that's what I'm like. They'll do that, but I don't think it's going to last in terms of popularity. I think people are going to get bored of it after like maybe 2, 3 months. You'll
Could
see
be.
the player count drastically go down, and then you'll have your dedicated players that still play, and it'll still stay somewhat popular, but it won't be nearly as popular as it was for the first 2 months. And then within the next years following, it'll be like almost unheard of again.
Well, they seem to have a pretty good start, though. Like when I checked, they had almost 300,000 players and 300,000
No,
concurrent players. And from what I understand, they went as high as 450, 450.
it'll
So
change.
I'm sure it will change, but at least they're starting strong. They're not starting like Dragon Age: The Veilguard or something, or Concord. Imagine
Because you
if they
gotta remember
started with like
too.
600 players.
Because you gotta remember too. All right. How many games under Marvel, other than Spider-Man titled things, actually do succeed long term? Almost nothing.
Yeah, but
So
you have to take into account the game also. The Marvel Heroes. I understand that there are people who love Marvel Heroes. That's fine. But holy crap! It was like going back to playing Diablo One from way back when. That was a terrible idea. Like you had to be a really uber Marvel fan to play Marvel Heroes because it was like I remember when we got this Universe Online. You had to imagine that there was no way that if we got a Marvel MMO, it would be anything less than DC Universe Online. You would think that at the very least, it would be like DC Universe Online or maybe even better. But nah, they managed to outdo themselves, and they managed to make the game like not just like Diablo, but Diablo One. Like it was, the game was outdated even before it was released. So of course it didn't do well. And sadly for Marvel games, the Marvel Midnight Suns, again the roster of characters they selected for that, or Marvel Avengers. Like you make a Marvel Avengers game and you decide to center the game around Miss Marvel. Come on, it, it, it's asking for the game to fail at that point. A Marvel Avengers game should have been centered on Iron Man at the very least. Arguably their most popular character at the time, aside from Spider-Man.
well, yeah, he's the most popular Avenger right now. So
So if you make a Marvel Avengers game, you center it on Iron Man, not on Miss Marvel. But again, instead of going for what made more sense, they went with what they wanted to push. They wanted to push the character of Miss Marvel, and they pretty much paid the price in the end.
I really don't enjoy when they're trying to push a particular thing on people and not actually going with what the fan base enjoys. It's less fun to watch, less enjoyable, and they end up copying it in the end because they lose a lot of people that way.
Yeah.
Sorry you ever thought anything else. Hey, we'll see you on the other side. Not through the worst of it yet.
Alright, well, that was
For believing in
easy.
I knew you would like it.
Even get knocked out. Jeffrey is saying, can you look at the comments in the chat? I'm now. I'm sorry. I had my mic issues and I tend to be watching it, but yeah, I wasn't able to maintain it very well and it scrolled to about here, guys. I don't know if I've missed stuff. I'm so sorry. Jeffrey is also saying, Multiverse, you should add comments on screen. Can you do that while it's live? People have it added after.
I used to be able to do that on PlayStation 4, but when I switched to PlayStation 5, the option doesn't seem to be there. The comment do pop on screen once in a while. Like sometimes I'll see the comment pop in the screen for a second or two, but that's pretty much all I can do right now. So sadly, I cannot put the comments, people's comments, on the screen right now. When you do have the replay a bit later, then you should be able to see the comments as you watch the replay. But sadly, to be able to get the comments in the screen like we used to have, that doesn't seem to be an option anymore. Or if it is an option, I didn't figure out how to do it. But normally the shadow lady would be the one looking at the comments, and then we would be talking about your comments. But we'll do that. Tell you what, Jeffrey, we'll play. How long have we been here? We'll play maybe one more mission, and then we'll move on to the comments. What say you?
Sounds good to me. Whatever you want to do. Your channel. And I'm really sorry, guys. I lost my place as I was trying to get my audio sorted. Comment section that caused it.
So let's try something.
So I don't know what I missed.
Let's use the almighty omnibus, and let's start.
Why don't we do the open world instead, so other more people can join?
So you want to do the open world?
Yeah, wouldn't it be better for more people to join that way?
No.
Also, to see if people want to run it. No.
Okay, let's go to the open world.
And this menu.
Apocalyptic Gotham?
Yeah, let's start that and work our way down.
Okay.
I've already played the bounties this week, but I'm sure there's people who did not.
Yeah, like me, I haven't.
Oh, so that's why you want to do that. Oh, I see. So we're going to be in phase. Let's go to phase 1 because why not? So guys, if you want to join us, come to phase 1. So let us start with let's start with our friend Steppenwolf because he's right here.
Beautiful.
So we'll fight
So
Steppenwolf.
if anyone does have a comment, sorry.
That's okay. We'll fight Steppenwolf a couple of times, so I'll give you the guys time to come and join us if you're not here already. No, I guess we've.
If you guys do have any comments that were skipped by accident, I'm really sorry. Please feel free to back in, and I will address them when we.
Yeah, we'll play a couple of bounties, and then I'll take a look at your comment, guys.
First Wonder Woman looking so Christmassy.
Like sometimes I can keep an eye on the comments and while I play the game, but right now I did mention that sadly my TV died, and basically I've been using a 40-inch TV as a computer screen for quite some time. But right now I have to use my Cintiq tablet for my computer. So and it's a smaller tablet. It's a 16-inch tablet. So your comments are pretty tiny. So it's kind of hard for me to keep track of the comments and play the game at the same time. So We'll play a few more bounties, and then I'll just focus on the comments. So if you guys are waiting for the comments, don't worry, we'll get there. And if somehow you cannot wait for the comments for whatever reasons, afterwards you will be able to watch the live stream as a replay, and you should be able to see me read the comments in the replay.
And potentially also comment on the video as well afterwards. And Multi does sometimes get back to those.
I try to, but there's a lot of comments. Also, the way the comments work on YouTube. If let's say if Shadow Lady leaves me a comment, then yeah, I'll see her comment, so I can reply to her comment. But then if someone replies to my comment, or if someone replies to her comment, I don't really see it unless I go look specifically for that comment. So it's
notifications on YouTube.
yeah, it's a bit of a pain in the butt trying to. It's a bit of a pain in the butt trying to keep track of all the comments.
Usually after a live stay in the comments section for the following day, if there's anything that I can help with, I get in there, but Multiverse is much more knowledgeable than I am, and most people speak to him because it is his channel, so I'll be there for the rest of the day, but yeah, I don't know how helpful I am with actual questions.
You're always helpful.
Aww, thank you. Suddenly being kind after telling me to shut my pie hole, that's lovely.
Well, it's just because I need a sandwich, so that's why I'm doing that.
Oh yeah, compliment, negative, compliment.
Woman, go make me a sandwich.
You wish! How am I going to get it to you? I have offered to send you food and you said no. That is on you. Are we stepping for a couple of shots?
You convinced me. Let's go for the convoy. Oh,
Convoy.
But
isn't it here?
I
No.
think everyone's
already.
Are they still at Slippery? Oh, they're at Brimstone. Right?
he's almost dead.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to Brimstone then.
Right.
We'll do the convoy last. Oh, Brimstone is almost dead.
Yeah,
that was
taking
quick.
him down.
Poor Brimstone.
He had it coming.
Oh, got it.
Hey, you got a feat, sir.
Yeah, if you defeat him 13 times. That's what.
13th time.
That's one of the reasons why, even if you already played the bounties, it's always kind of nice to go back and oh, am I in the wrong spot? Oh, absolutely. So it's always nice to go back and replay the bounties, even if you already completed those for the week, because you could get a feat.
I can't believe you've only played it 13 times. You really weren't kidding when you said you're not really playing through the content as much as some other ones.
Yeah, there's sadly there's some content that is less inspiring than others, I suppose you could say.
Yeah.
Hey,
I
look,
find
it's
this
our buddy
particular
Iconic.
episode frustrating. Oh, Iconic! Hey!
Don't talk to him; he's a villain.
I'm giving him a bow, okay?
We don't have
We
don't have the cross faction grouping yet, so don't talk to him.
Oh, I can't wait for that. I hope it includes like stuff that we do out here and isn't just a league that can do it.
That's a weird glitch.
Because it's something, I mean, I know I haven't played as long as other people, but I really would like to be able to group with villains when I'm a hero and vice versa when I'm a villain, because we're playing the same storyline. I understand, like, when they have the two different storylines for villains and heroes, but now we're playing the same thing. We should be able to group the stuff.
Well, I think
I'm looking forward to that.
I think at some point they realized it was a mistake to make heroes and villains. Yeah, in theory it did seem like a good idea because it would create because of the PvP aspect of the game. But then they came to realize that it's twice the work, so they had to create content for the heroes, content for the villains, create styles for the heroes, styles for the villains, and slowly but surely they started having heroes and villains use the same styles, and then eventually the content became pretty much the same for heroes or villains. So I think they quickly realized that they had made a mistake, and I'm pretty sure Meps mentioned that once or twice. Whereas they had pretty much made a mistake with the heroes and villains things. But I guess at the time they did not know how to fix it. They could not really get rid of the villain faction because people playing villains would probably have not been very happy.
Yeah. I mean, there's a reason you choose to be a villain. I will say, I prefer it's kind of out of the personality that I actually have. But I always built it up with this wing.
Sorry, no idea what you said.
Chaos everywhere.
Oh yeah. So that should do it.
Collecting area.
Okay, so let's go back to the House of Legends and we'll go through the comments. Let's say a little thank you to the group. There was a bit of a delay. It took a while for my message to appear in the chat. Strange.
Oh, you got here quick.
Sorry?
I said you got here quick.
I'm always quick.
Okay.
I'm speedy, quick Zales. That almost worked.
Uh-huh.
So let's see. Let's go back a bit. Oh, I hear myself.
Yeah, I hear it too.
Wow, you're loud.
Okay, so the last one was Fekul who asked about the test server, and we replied that even if they do test on the test server, it's on PC, and sadly, it could be there could be issues on PlayStation that we were not able to see on PC. Shekul again. I mean, don't get me wrong. I appreciate that they are trying to give us more, but their testing needs some testing. Again, part of the issue is that they cannot have a test server for PlayStation. So they test as much stuff as they can on PC, and hopefully, whatever bugs they fix on PC will not happen on PlayStation, but there's no guarantee. Although in this case, I understand that there were quite a few bugs that were flagged on test server the last time that sadly were addressed only once the DLC was on live server. So yeah, they're testing. They probably need to do more testing, but we don't really know what's going on behind the scenes. So maybe they cannot do more testing for some reason. Maybe they don't have enough staff to do more testing. Uh, although also sometimes, sadly, uh, like there are players who are testing the game on the test server, but sadly sometimes the devs listen to the wrong people. That's the best way I can say that. Like for example, you saw the convoy. For quite a while, we could complete the convoy even if we were playing solo. You just had to play the convoy 2, 3, 4 times. But now you can complete the convoy only once. But they cranked up the difficulty to the max so that you need a full group of people in order to be able to complete the convoy in one shot. So they did change the convoy by listening to some of the people that complained about the way the convoy used to work. And in my book, they listened to the wrong people. So even if there are people testing the content, at the end of the day, the devs will decide who they listen to, and sadly, sometimes they don't seem to listen to people who give them good advice, or they seem to listen to people who have self-interest in the advice they're giving. Hope this made sense.
Is my voice okay now, or am I still cutting in and out?
You seem to be okay now, but sometimes you're okay, and then 5 seconds
Okay.
later you're not.
Yeah,
But
that backfires.
talky talk, and
Alright.
we'll tell you if you sound like a robot.
Alright. Well, Cookie Slayer 400 said, will DCUO ever balance the powers and the weapons system?
Hmm.
Not sure I got that. Oh, did we
Can
lose
you
this?
hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Did you hear the question? Sorry, it cut out. I couldn't hear you guys.
Uh, Not really. Can you say the question again?
Yeah, Cookie Slayer 400 said, will DCUO ever balance the powers and the weapons system?
It's pretty much beyond them at this point. They've been trying for a long time. Even the older devs were struggling with trying to balance everything. And the newer devs, let's say the newer devs, things that should be easy seems to be very challenging for the newer devs. So balancing the powers, I don't think they can do it at this point, or at least not right now. They probably still need to learn a lot more about how the game works. And also, it was mentioned at some point that the only real way they would be able to balance the powers, at least for a while, would be using the artifacts. Pretty sure Meps mentioned something about that some time ago. So that's why some of the artifacts that we had fairly recently were pretty much made to try to fix some of the imbalance with the powers. Like the Green Lantern artifact would be the Green Lantern or the allies. Also, the allies are used to be able to balance the powers. Like the Green Lantern ally that we got, that was pretty much an attempt to try to make the Green Lantern power a bit more viable, I guess. So they don't seem to be able to fix the powers themselves, but they're trying to in a roundabout ways. They're trying to use the allies, the artifacts, and maybe something else I failed to mention to try to balance the powers. Because also they sadly, for pretty much since the House of Legends, they seem to be focused on monetizing the content. If they just balance the powers, there's not going to be new money coming from that unless they make one of the power very powerful and everyone decide to respect to that power. Just balancing the powers will not bring in new money. But if they create a new artifact that balances the power, or if they create a new ally that balances the power, that is something they can monetize. I know that it probably seems greedy and it stinks. Sadly, it's pretty much what we've been seeing for some time.
It looks like Budokai and Cookie Slayer were having a conversation, so I'm sliding past there.
That's okay. I see. I think I have the start.
Shaquille,
I think I have the start of Budokai here. Uh, Whereas he basically is talking about chapters will be built around a next gen update, which means a lot cleaner codes for the development team to work with, which is going to mean less bug. Also, you mentioned chapters will more than likely be one part each month. Budokai, we did mention the monthly thing. They cannot really do that because whenever they add new content, then they break the game and then they have to take 1, 2, 3 weeks to fix the game. And if they add content every month, they break the game every month, and they will end up in a cycle of always needing to fix the game, fix the game, fix the game. And it's unsustainable. We saw that before when they gave us the monthly content. As for the next gen update, we're not going to get that. Way back when, it was sort of suggested that, or it was leaked that we would get a graphic update in DCUO. But at the time that the leak happened, the stocks for EG7 were way high, and sadly afterwards the stocks dropped like a rock, and that's pretty much when we pretty much stopped hearing about any graphics update for DCO. And it's not just with DCO. Lord of the Rings Online had the same issue. For the Lord of the Rings Online, they had actually announced not an update, but a remaster. And again, when the stock dropped and they pretty much, let's say, did not have as much cash as they used to, the remaster went out the window. So it would be nice if we get a graphics update. It's probably not going to happen. Uh,
Budokai also said those mods are the beginning of a new era. Get ready for 4 gear slots in chapters. Don't say that!
Well, there's still some. We still don't have a slot in the belt. We still don't have a slot in the shoulders. So I could easily see them.
Yeah.
I could easily see them add slots in there. We do have a slot in some of the masks, but not all of the masks. So again, there's room for the rings. There's no slots in the rings. So nah, there's still room for let's say improvement, or there's still room to add some more mods. Like I wouldn't be surprised if they add mods to the artifacts. If you gotta go, let's go all the way and let's add mods everywhere. Who knows? Maybe they'll add mods to the henchmen, to the sidekicks. Anyways, so yeah, there's room. They could add some more mods. But will they do that?
Probably. I think he's got a good point. I think that's something that they'll put in. And then they'll put it in the marketplace so people can buy them. He also said the money you're spending is bringing you gameplay systems to the game. Monetizing the game isn't a bad thing. I don't know that monetizing the game is a bad thing, but I think making it pay to win is a bad thing.
Well, they have to monetize the
Personally,
game.
I don't like it being pay to win, and we've already hit that point now with these mods. So I'm a little sad.
They have to monetize the game. I think everyone understands
Otherwise,
that.
they can't do anything. There's
But-
no way to expand and make new content for us.
The issue that people have, the issue that some people have is that already we're buying a time capsule, we're buying booster bundles, we're buying a resurgence mega capsule, we're buying. I'm sure I'm forgetting. There's something like that I'm forgetting. We're buying materials from the marketplace. There's a lot of ways that we're buying artifacts, we're buying allies. So already we're spending a lot of money in this universe online, and sadly that doesn't seem to be enough. And also we don't see the result of that in the game. Like no matter how much money we spend on this universe online, the game hasn't really been improving for the past 2-3 years, despite all the money we've been spending on the game. So that is what people are not happy about. Like no matter how much money we give to this universe online, uh, the game doesn't seem to be improving despite that. So them adding even more monetization, it can be a bit frustrating considering all the money we're already spending in the game, and and sadly also we know that they're not reinvesting that money in this universe online, or at least not all of that money. They're probably reinvesting a small part of that. But there were articles way back when that were talking about how they were investing. I think it was the 30 million with another studio for another game, and I think it's the MechWarrior game that they released some time ago. So they've been trying to invest into other games instead of investing in DCUO. That is why people are not too happy whenever they add more monetization. Like yes, they need money to run the game. That's fine.
Yeah.
Sadly,
If I'm putting money into this game, I want to see this game.
sadly, the money we pay for the game doesn't seem to go into this game. But at the end of the day, once you open your wallet and you give your money to DC Universe Online and to EG7, you have no control over what they do with it. If they decide to invest it in the game, they will do that. If they decided to invest it in another game, they will do that. If they decide to buy a penthouse in Metropolis, they will do that, and there's nothing we can do to stop that. So ultimately, if you choose to support the game, that is much appreciated. But sadly, we have no control over where they actually do spend the money, and so they'll do what they want with the money, and we have. There's nothing really we can say about that. Once we do give them the money, it's their money, and they do what they want with it. So the only solution is either we don't give them the money, and obviously if we don't give them money, eventually they'll say that, oh, this Universe Online doesn't make money anymore. Let's move to another game. Uh, so it's sadly it's a damn if you do, damn if you don't situation. But at the end of the day, if you don't want to support the game, if you don't want to spend money on the game, don't spend money on the game. It's pretty much that simple. And if you see something in the game that you want and you're willing to spend the money, and even better, if you're able to spend the money, like don't spend your rent money on this Universe Online to try to keep the game alive. Don't do that. But if you have extra money that you don't know what to do with, and you want to open 20 time capsules, so you purchase 20 stabilizers. Fine. Thank you for supporting the game. But at the end of the day, once you do give them your money, it becomes their money, and they do what they want with it. It's sad, but that's how it is. Next.
Yeah. Shadow Knight said my favorite character to play on Marvel's UA2 was Wolverine. Good option. Wolverine is awesome.
Wolverine was pretty cool.
Storm Goddess said Multiverse. Yeah, he's just a great character. I love him.
Yes.
Storm Goddess says, Multiverse, did you talk about that you can go in the broker and look at the materials on you now after 13 years with DC? I'm so happy I haven't looked myself, but is that true?
Yes.
We can see the material on our character before we purchase?
Yes.
Oh, amazing!
What?
Oh,
Since
finally.
Uh,
I don't know. I thought it was coming. I didn't know it was here.
fairly recently. Like it's like the back button. We've had that for a short time, but people didn't notice just yet.
Wait,
I've noticed the back button. I always tap the back button by accident.
I didn't make a video about the materials just yet because it would be 23-second video. I'll probably make a video about various quality of life improvement, like the back button that was added after. You have to wonder why they gave us the option to be able to scroll, but not an option to just go back. Like you have to wonder, was it that hard to put a back button? Apparently it was because they didn't do it until recently. And for the materials, you can take a look at the materials. Sadly, you cannot take a look at the chroma materials. So one step forward, one step, not quite back, but one step on the side, let's say. So for the chroma materials, sadly, you are still going to have to look for some crazy buckaroo like me on YouTube to try to get a preview of the materials. But for the materials that are not chroma materials, yes, you can preview the material on the vendor, on the broker, or probably somewhere else I failed to mention. So I guess the next step will be to find a way to be able to preview the chroma materials, but they probably don't have that just yet. Next. I didn't understand a single word.
Oh, sorry. Am I still like all crackly? I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine.
You should read them out. I'm trying. But
That's
if I'm
okay.
cutting out. Oh, okay. Storm Goddess said, the Marvel games are everything in the classics. Marvel Rivals PvP is everything. Everyone on there. But the V's everything on there, and you can change your loadout on there, and the arenas are everything. I don't know what you mean by they are everything. That means they're awesome, right? I'm guessing?
I didn't see the option to change your loadout.
Like that's the game to play if you want PvP.
Yes, if you want PvP, yeah, it should be a fun game, at least for a while. Sadly, there's only like 3 modes, so I worry that it might get old really quick. Although, for people who love PvP, maybe they just don't care and they just want to be able to fight and fight and fight. So if that's the case, I'm sure you'll enjoy Marvel Rivals for a long, long time. And also, you can select certain Marvel characters that you can play as. Unlike DCUO, you cannot create your own character, which is not really an issue for some people. So if you want to play as the Wolverine, if you want to play as the Hulk, if you want to play as Captain America, you can do that. Although it's not exactly the classic version of the characters. Captain America does kind of look like Captain America, but he doesn't exactly look like the classic Captain America from the comic. He's sort of a stylized, manga-esque version of Captain America, but it still works fine. Although they made like a yellow version of Captain America, which apparently an AIM version of Captain America. And sadly, one of the things also is that, right now, Captain America has 3 costumes. So he has quote unquote his classic costume. He has a second costume. I forget which one that is. Oh yeah, the Planet Hulk costume where he looks like a gladiator. And he has the AIM costume. Whereas, sadly, the AIM costume and the classic costume, it is the same skin. The one distinction is the colors. All they did was change the colors. Pretty much like they did with Marvel Avengers. In Marvel Avengers, you had a whole bunch of skins for each character, but half of those skins were the same skin, just with different colors. So that seems to be what they're doing with Marvel Rivals as well. So you can select a different look for your character if you want to, but you have to either purchase the look from the marketplace or you have to earn the look in game in order to be able to use it. But
It sounds like good fun for anyone who's interested in PvP. It's not my cup of tea, but I mean, the fact that you can play Wolverine and Storm Goddess also says Scarlet Witch is on there, that makes me very interested.
yeah, Scarlet Witch is on there. Storm is on there. Magneto is on
And no
there.
Rogue, you said?
No
Isn't there
Rogue.
Rogue?
No Rogue. Rogue
Oh,
isn't
I
there.
mean,
No, they only have like three X-Men.
maybe. That's sad. I would have liked to have played Rogue.
Well,
um,
probably in the future, but we don't really know. Oh, the evil X over here. Oh, speaking of X,
good.
speaking of X, I started an X account. Sadly, it seems that I've bent the knee. People were telling me that I have to be more present in social media. Also, sadly,
Have you?
sadly that with the devs that don't share a lot of information, like sometimes they'll share information on X and they don't share it elsewhere for some reason. I seen or way back when on Twitter, like sometimes they would have screenshots on Twitter and only on Twitter. Usually there would be people who would take the screenshots, let's say from Twitter, and they would post them in the forums. But by having a X account, I will be able to go straight to the DCUO X account and be able to maybe get the information from there that they don't share anywhere else. We'll see. So I've opened an X account. I'll probably make a video about that soon. If you guys want to, I don't know if you're, is it subscribers, members, friends? How does that work with X? We'll find out soon.
You just
Yeah,
follow.
I use X to find out the newest information.
You, you just have followers on X? That's fine. We'll take it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you want to follow Multiverse on X, I'll probably make a video soon to let you guys know what to look for on X, and we shall see.
Let me see here. I'm gonna look you up right now. Is your name just Multiverse DCU Universe Online or something?
Something like that, yeah.
Okay.
Dose of Wrestling said, "Sup man, just passing by to say hi. I'm guessing he's probably no longer there." And also Red Knight came past and said, "Hello, Multi."
Hello, guys.
Jose said, "You're Multi. When the lagging issues be over at DCUO? So when will they stop lagging?"
There's no way to answer that. Ever since we got the PlayStation 5 client, the lag has been atrocious. But it's worse than just the PlayStation 5 client because even the forums was horrible. So they seem to have some issues. What are those issues? We do not know. But there was a lot of lag in the game for quite some time. It hasn't been so bad lately, but at some point the game was almost freaking unplayable. And the forums at some point were
Better.
unusable. So for the lag, sadly, we're gonna have to hope against hope that they do manage to fix it. Assuming that they know how to fix it. That's part of the problem is that like the devs at this point we pretty much have a new crop of devs, and it's quite possible that there's some institutional knowledge that got lost in the transition from the old devs to the new devs. So it could be that whoever was making the server stable is no longer there, and maybe the new person just doesn't know what to do to fix it. We don't know. So sadly, all we can do is wait and hope that it doesn't take them too long to fix the lag. We'll see. But also apparently, like they've been working behind the scene to try to optimize the game a little bit. So hopefully they'll do a good job, and hopefully they will be able to do it. But again, we cannot even begin to predict when the lag will be fixed. There's no way to know about that. I guess
Anybody
next.
who plays on the Switch, this lag is basically part of the course. I'm kind of used to it. But I don't like it. It would be nice if it was fixed soon, but who knows? YT King, what's up, Multi and friends? Sorry I missed watching from the beginning. You're all good. You came. It's awesome.
It's okay. You're gonna have to watch your replay, I guess.
Red Knight says, "I wish I can beat Brimstone 13 times, but because my freaking game won't let me curse you, dev, I will get you for this." I think he's upset and wants to curse the devs for not being able to complete Brimstone.
It's okay. I understand your
Locking him in.
I understand your frustration.
Same.
Sadly, at the end of the day, the devs are like dungeon masters. I don't know if you guys ever played D&D. When you play D&D, you have a dungeon master who's pretty much the game master that allows you to be able to that runs the game and allows you to be able to play the game. Sadly, at the end of the day, the game depends on the dungeon master. If the dungeon master is an asshole, you're screwed. You're stuck playing with an asshole. If he's a good guy, then things will be much smoother and much better. And also, the dungeon master is the one who decides what happens. So, if you play with a dungeon master that loves magic users, if you play a sorcerer or a mage in his campaign, your character will be pretty OP. If you play with a dungeon master that loves the rogues, then your rogue will be a shadow, an unseen walking death machine that will be unstoppable. But if you do play with a dungeon master that hates the rogue, then your rogue will be useless. You'll fail your whenever you try to pickpocket something, you'll fail. You'll try to climb something, you'll fall and break your neck. Everything depends on the game master. And sadly, it's the same with DCUO. DCUO, the devs are pretty much the game masters that we have right now. So ultimately, they do supply us with a sandbox with certain limitations, certain strength also. So we have to play within that sandbox, and we have to do the best we can with that sandbox. So when it comes to styles, you'll see people that do a really great job creating awesome styles for the characters, despite whatever limitation we have with the character creation. So at the end of the day, you have to take what the devs gives us, and you do the best you can with that. So the devs supply us with a sandbox, and we work within that sandbox to try to play the game. So, but yeah, sometimes I understand that it can be frustrating. The devs maybe can be frustrating sometimes, but at the end of the day, they are the game master. We play in their sandbox, and we do the best we can within that sandbox. Next.
Um, Shaquille says, I am Nova Chrono. How is my outfit? I've been looking for him. I saw him before. He has like a red cloak.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
he's at the
here.
front. He's at the front there.
That looks pretty cool
Oh, he's looking good. Very unique. I like the aura on it too. Very nice.
and classic too.
The
Very
blue and
classic.
red looks quite good together. It is classic.
Yes.
The Doctor? I want NPC packs where we can take them into instances. Bat Fan pack, Kryptonian pack, Amazonian pack, Speedster pack, Lantern pack, etc.
Oh, that
Take them into instances.
that's been suggested for a long time. Basically, to have NPCs that will replace players if we don't have a full group.
Oh, yeah, that has been suggested, but it sounds like now we're going to be able to get into them anyway, but it's going to be a decrease in how many we need to get into things. I'm really hoping that we can get into raids with 4.
Yeah,
Because,
yeah, but
I want to get into them. 4 is easy to assemble.
yeah, but if they give us the option to go to the mission, even if we don't have a full group, I guess there's nothing that should stop them from being able to allow us to fill the group with NPCs, so that we do have a full group. We'll see. But it's something that's been suggested for a long time. At some point, people suggested that the sidekicks could be used to fill the group. Legendary characters could be used to fill the group. It's been suggested for a long time, and sadly, it didn't happen just yet. When they did announce the ally system, for half a second, we thought that that is what they were giving us. Because a bit before that, we had missions where we had, I think it was Flashpoint Batman that would play with us, and I think Cyborg or something like that. So we had a few missions where we actually had NPCs that would fill the group, sort of. So people thought that the allies might finally be what we were asking for, and it wasn't at all that. So sadly, they took something we've been asking for, and they didn't do it.
What a surprise. Same person, Z Doctor. Movements should be balanced, or at a minimum take away the delay between combat and movement. I would love that delay to be taken away. That's really annoying.
Nah, they're not going to take it away because they even gave us allies to do that. Like they gave us the Flash ally to reduce reduce the delay by like half, I think, like by 2 seconds. So nah, they're not going to remove it. They're going to monetize it. So
Absolutely, that's what they're gonna do.
like I could see them maybe add a legendary flash that does remove it. So you would have to purchase the flash again, another version of the flash, let's say, and that version would actually remove the whole thing as opposed to only half. That's the kind of thing I would expect. So yeah, they would. It is annoying, and if they ever remove it, you can be sure that they'll probably monetize it next.
Um, First we've got Guttermonk saying, hey, multiverse.
Hey, hey.
And then Red Knight, I'm just playing Gundam Breaker 4, so yeah, for some reason I can't even play DCUO right now. That is so sad. I've seen Red Knight is here very frequently for your lives, and it's just a little sad that he can't be here. That's really frustrating. I would be sad if I couldn't get onto DC. It's my favorite game.
Yeah, he's usually a regular, but there's been some logging issue for some reason. I can't say
You're getting booted on your live, so...
I can't say too much about it because I don't really know what's going on. But I saw there were people on the Discord that were mentioning that they had issues trying to log in. So there seems to be some logging issue, and I would say it's mostly on the PC. So from what I saw, but I have no idea what actually causes that, and I have no idea are they going to fix that, and when are they going to fix that? Right now, your guess is as good as mine. Next.
Zducta says it's like taxes. We pay, and they use it on what we don't want. Lol. Absolutely true.
Pretty much, exactly.
Too right.
That is quite spot on.
Yeah, I agree.
Welcome to Canada.
Storm Goddess says... Sorry?
I said welcome to Canada.
And Australia. Storm Goddess says, the chroma, you can see them in the broker too. You can see the chromas?
Well,
No way! Oh,
let's go find out.
that's so exciting. Okay, yeah, please go find out. Oh, that is so awesome if true. I really hope that's true. Thank you for letting us know, Storm Goddess.
Well, if that's true, it didn't work yesterday. Basically, yesterday I checked. Was it yesterday or the day before? I checked on the Booster Gold. So let's see. So right now we have the dimensional chroma pack. There's no way to be able to view what the chroma looks like. But if we go, let's say, to the Phoenix material, there now you have a preview of the Phoenix material. I guess for the chroma, if somebody opens the box and sells a chroma individually, then maybe you can see it then. But if what you have is the box, nah, you probably cannot see it. Let's try it just to be on the safe side. Let's try it on the broker. Maybe there's something different from the broker. We don't know. Sorry, we have the big Furious chroma box, and there's no way to be able to preview it. The same for the black and white chroma pack. So let's take a look at the Furious material. So here we have the big Furious chroma pack, chroma box. Nope. Furious chroma pack. Nope. Oh, but if we go to the Furious material, then yes, you can preview the Furious material.
I got so excited then. Okay,
But
so we can't see the chromas yet.
You cannot. Well, maybe if somebody opens the box and then sells the chromas individually, then maybe you can actually see it. But if it's in the box, if it's in the chroma pack or in the chroma box, nah, you cannot see it.
That's a shame. But that's probably what she's referring to, is that you can see it if someone opens the box and puts the chromas in individually. I'm hoping the box one becomes available. I'm sure, I mean, if they're already trying to make materials visible, I'm hoping that they're also leaning towards making the chroma visible as well. Let cross your fingers, everyone. Actually, don't bother. That does nothing. Why do we even say that? Cookie Slayer 400 says he's on Multiverse's team. Does that mean you're here? Or does that mean you're just in favor of multi? Or does that mean you were in the team when we were doing the load-ins? Also, Raven here looks amazing. Oh, that's the same top I used. Great job. Beautiful Raven.
Yeah, she did good.
Yeah, I like it. And she's doing fishnets. I did that for my Raven too. I feel like we're kindred spirits here. Fishnets are awesome.
But she's missing two eyes.
Which hood has she got on? Oh, I had the feathered cowl. Feathered cowl on.
Nah, just she put on a face mask to hide to only have two eyes as
Yeah,
opposed to
two
four
of the eyes
eyes.
from the. Yeah. Which is, that's smart if you only want to see two.
But the four eyes are so cool. It's one of the few headpieces with four eyes.
True. But if she's trying to be good and not evil.
Now, Riven is evil, whether she wants to or not.
No, she's not. Riven's
Yes.
one of my favorites. Stop saying that. Oh, look at that. She did the four eyes just for you.
Ah, she's so nice. See, she's evil. She looks evil. And when they first met the Justice League of America in the Teen Titans comics, yeah, she was trying to be good and fight the evil Trigon. But Zatanna could sense the evil in Raven. So even though she was trying to be good, she still was evil.
Yeah, but she's continuously trying to overcome that evil and not become that thing that's inside of her. That's awesome, and that's a good person. Also, this character at least is clearly a good person because she's a hero. Her name is Blue.
She's
That
like
means she's a
Anakin.
hero.
She's
That-
destined to be Darth Vader.
Exactly. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine that she's trying,
Yeah.
but she's still
Yeah.
evil, and ultimately we know where that leads. It leads to the dark side.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, she becomes Darth Vader.
I can already hear her.
Storm Goddess says, but as of Chroma yesterday, she was on, and the Chroma materials was visible as well. I'm guessing that you were looking at Chroma materials though outside of the box part.
Yeah,
That's what I got.
Yeah, that would be my guess. But either way, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. She also says Marvel's Rivals just came yesterday. All those characters will come soon, so there's more characters coming.
Oh yeah. Especially it seems to be it seems to have a great start to begin with. So we can pretty much expect more content and more characters. Although I guess it's not impossible that maybe they have 500,000 player, but only 23 players actually are spending money on the game because it is a free to play game. So if people don't spend money on the game, who knows what can happen? But odds are they'll probably do fine.
Mickey Dupus says, I don't know how to pronounce that. DCUO, good game. Agreed. It is a good game. I like this game.
Absolutely.
Matthew says, I want to see them make a Bizarro DLC. That sounds fun.
That could be fun. Will they do it? We don't know.
No,
We don't know.
they won't.
I want to see them introduce the Bizarro League. Great idea. A bunch of misfit clones all in that league. Shaquille says thank you, but I'm not sure for what, but I mean, I'll just let you know. He said thank you.
You're welcome,
Jose
Shaquille.
says I'm playing at PlayStation and there's time I'm having lagging issues like crazy. Yeah, look, PlayStation is lagging. I play on Switch. Switch is really bad and lags shockingly. This is just as bad as the Switch in some cases. So that is very much not a good sign because the Switch is a place where people have kind of abandoned because of the lag. So if the lag is going to stay like this or escalate, there's a big problem. Hopefully that's not the case and we see it get back to its normal state, but yeah, I really dislike playing on here and seeing it very similar to what I experience on the Switch. But I will say the Switch is continuously lagging, and on here it's intermittent.
Well, I can't really complain about the lag. Usually I get lag in the menus, I get lag on the broker, stuff like that. But usually in game, I don't really get lag. The last time I really got a lot of lag is when we got the Brainiac DLC. In the alert and in the raid, holy crap, was there a lot of lag. Or even in the open world, come to think of it. So, but I don't go to those missions or those maps very much anymore. So maybe there's still lag in those maps, and I just didn't encounter it because I don't go there. That is quite possible.
Gutter Monk is asking, where do you get those power battery accessories? Are they event-based? The orange one is event-based.
Yeah, the orange one
Are
comes
they
from
all?
the orange one comes from the Christmas seasonal. There's a red and
Yeah.
yellow and a red one that comes from I forget if it's a booster bundle. Yeah, it's a booster bundle. Pretty sure it's from a booster bundle. Is it a booster bundle? Either from a booster bundle or
I
from
don't
a
know. I don't
research.
have them.
I
It's
don't know
it's
either.
either from a booster bundle or research make a capsule. I forget, but it comes from something like that. If you look at the broker, you might still be able to. Let's go check. If you look on the broker, you might still be able to get some of those batteries. Yeah, it's probably from Researchers Make a Capsule because from Booster Bundle, I seem to recall they were back some time ago, and on Booster Bundle they wouldn't be back.
Yeah,
Let's
I haven't
see.
noticed myself where they're from because I personally don't have any light characters that are supposed to be lanterns. So if I ever use the light ability, it's for a character that's not a lantern, and it's usually yellow. But so I've never paid attention to it. I only know the orange one because it just came out for this seasonal.
Yeah, the orange one comes from the Christmas seasonal. Here you can see the yellow power one from suddenly a bit more than 22 million. And they don't have the green one, and they don't have the red one. So if you see them on a broker and you can afford to buy them, I would suggest buy them because who knows if or when you'll see them again.
Um, Sky Dweller is saying you can see the chromas individually. I thought just while you're there, maybe. Is there a way to separate out the chroma and see it, or is he meaning that an individual chroma item can be seen? People seem very insistent that we can see the chromas at the broker.
Yeah, you
File body.
probably
I'm not sure.
if somebody opens the box and then like in the box you have the three chroma materials. So if someone opens the box and then put the three chroma materials individually on the broker, yeah, you probably can see the chroma material that way. But as you saw earlier with the box, if you try to preview the chroma with the box, it just doesn't work.
Um, Zductar says hard to do because of the channel differences for chroma previews.
Yeah, it's because
I'm so confused.
there's three different materials. So which material will
Yeah.
which material will the game
Oh, I
preview?
see. Hard to make it available. Yeah, yeah, I agree. I completely agree. I think it'll take them a little bit of time to make it possible. Yeah, but I hope they do because that would be awesome, especially for people who don't have them memorized. I have most of them memorized. I'm sure you probably do too, Multi. But yeah, there are a couple that I wouldn't know what they are. Cookie Slayer 400 said, "Will they be adding powers one at a time or add many at once?" I don't think they're gonna add any powers, to be honest. But
Nah,
I'll let you answer that one.
the only real way to add powers is like we got the Omega artifact not too long ago, so that added the Omega Beam power. Like here, let's say we have the Birds of Prey comlink device, which adds the Bird Blitz ability. So you can see in my loadout the Red Bird. So you can sort of get new powers through artifacts or through allies. Come to think of it, like with the John Stewart ally, there was what was it? There was a buff where you had like some green thingy that appeared on the hand of your characters, and you had I don't know that was just a buff. I'm sure there's an ally that gives you that kind of works like as if it's giving you a new power. I just forget which one. But anyway, at the end of the day, allies, artifacts. If we do get new powers, it's going to be through abilities like that, through items like that.
Oh, she crashed again.
Oh, okay. The evil game.
Let me pull up the stream there. By the way, I followed you on Twitter. Yeah, she just got booed. I don't even know where she left off.
Not sure.
Frequent previews. Powers.
Let's do something else then. Let's start from the end and we'll work our way up.
Oh wow, there's a lot of comments.
Storm Goddess is asking, did you all go to the Chroma and Broker because it was working yesterday to see the materials? Yeah, we already covered that. Shaquille, it was for the amazing comment. Okay, when he said thank you, that's fine. Cookies, will they be adding new power? Oh, we got that one. Okay. Oh, so we're close to the end.
Yep, it seems like it.
So that's good. So guys, if you have any questions, we'll stick around for a couple more minutes. So I guess this is a last call for questions. And next week, what date are we next week? So next week, obviously, we'll go live at 5 on Friday. I do have a couple of videos that I should try to put out. Some of you guys asked for a brimstone video, so I'll try to do that maybe tomorrow if I can. Uh, I should probably make a video about the Omega artifact. I've been meaning to make a video about that for some time, but for some reason things keep on getting in the way. Check Wheel, will you be doing any tutorials for building anime type characters? I'm not really familiar with modern anime. The anime I know were from way back when. Like I'm familiar with Akira, Ninja Scrolls, Record of Lodoss War, so I could probably make videos about those. For more recent anime, I would have to look it up.
I don't think you can hear Shadow.
No, I don't hear.
Uh,
Storm Goddess, they must be still working on that cause it worked yesterday. It's quite possible. Maybe there's some issues that they were able to fix for half a second, and sadly the issue came back. It happens.
Can I be heard now?
Yeah, we hear you.
Oh, there we go.
So,
Yeah, it's almost at the end of the list.
yeah, well, there.
So,
Jose Lopez says, "Oh yes, Yo Multi. Why is it so hard to get a date at DCUO? For some reason, they want to be very, very secretive about anything. So sometimes information that even information that would not really matter, even then they're very, very secretive about it. Like there's information that we already know, sort of, but they don't want to confirm it until like 2 days before it actually drops on the live server. So we're pretty much stuck having to wait for them to sometimes give the okay or confirm the information when we already knew about it. Let's say long before that. So, like for example, we have Batman Day that comes back every year. Uh, they had they did go to some convention or some expo last summer. And you would have thought that it would have been a good opportunity to announce a whole bunch of stuff, to announce the Year of the Dragon stuff, to announce the Batman Day, to announce probably something else. And basically, they went to the convention, and all they did was announce the name of the new DLC, Harley Quinn versus Apocalypse. So they announced the name of the DLC. They showed the artwork with Harley Quinn leaning on the wall, and that's it. That's all the information they shared. You have to wonder why. Like, why not share the Year of the Dragon? That would have been a great time to plug that there. They could have shared the upcoming Batman Day. But Batman being pretty much one of the more popular, if not their most popular character. That would have been a good time to let everyone know that there is Batman Day coming up. And you will be able to get an awesome Batman call with ears that are like 23 foot long, but they didn't do that, and you have to wonder why. Like ultimately, they I assume there's a handful of them that went to that convention. So basically, they paid for transportation, for I guess hotel, for food, for a handful of people just to announce the title of the DLC. That felt like a bit of a waste to me. So I don't understand why they were not able to announce more stuff to that convention, but they wanted so much to keep things close to the vest that they did not say anything. They pretty much missed a great opportunity to be able to plug the game, plug the Batman Day event, let people know that, look, people, every year you have a Batman Day event that comes back, and you have a chance to be able to get some cool Batman items. But no, they did not do that. They did not mention it. So it would have been a great way to be able to build some hype around Batman Day and to maybe convince people to try out if people that are Batman fans to take a look at the DC Universe Online, but they didn't do it. I don't know why they're obsessive about being secretive to that point. I understand that they probably don't want to announce something and then something goes wrong and they don't release what they promised. But you would have thought that by the time they went to the convention, they already knew that the Year of the Dragon event was going to happen. They already knew that Batman Day was going to happen. So why not at least mention it? Anyways.
Yeah, I think that I can see why they might not want to mention things because it keeps it tight to the chest, and it means if they don't do anything,
talking? Okay.
they haven't let anyone down. Oh, hang on, is Johnny speaking? You're so quiet, Johnny. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to speak over you.
Too late.
I didn't mean to. I'm gonna turn him up. I normally have to turn people down.
Ow.
There we go. I hear you now.
Ow. There you go. No more ow.
No more ow. He's cutting out. I'm not sure what he's saying. Aiden! When Multiverse is live, but we're here for Omniverse Girl. For anyone who doesn't know, that's me. And thank you.
Everyone knows that by now.
Yes, you do, sir. Is that
I'm
right?
talking to.
I can hear myself echoing through something.
Yeah. So someone mentioned that the batteries came from our friend Lobo. It could be. It's been a while. So let's make sure. Oh yeah, that's where they are. Oh no, that's not. Aha, I knew that.
Oh, yeah, that's...
So the accessory you have here are the emblems. But for the battery, yeah, I'm pretty sure the batteries came from either a booster bundle or a mega capsule.
Yeah. I remember the emblems because I have those. D-Nation is asking, do you think I'm guessing, the Wonder Woman game will be mentioned at the Game Awards this time around? The trailer for it came out in 2021, I think. Still no news on the game.
Nah, they have a whole bunch of issues with that game, so it seems to it keeps on being pushed back and pushed back. So it could be that they don't know when they're going to release it. Maybe they don't know if they're going to release it. Also, from what I understand, at some point Warner wanted to pretty much have every game being a live service game. So I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to turn the game into a live service game, but maybe it just doesn't work as a live service game, and they're going to try to change it into a not live service game. Or maybe the prospect of not being able to make it a live service game makes it that people don't really want to. Makes it that they don't really want to produce the game after all. We're gonna have to wait and see. Although, from what I understand, that is the game that Nerd of Prey left. Basically, when she left DCUO, that was to work on the Wonder Woman game. From what I understand, I don't know if she's still there, but for the Wonder Woman game, they have a lot of issues, and they probably don't know if or when they're going to release a game. But that could have changed by now. Well, we'll see.
Budakai says, Emperor Aquaman, how long does hear my coal buff last after you've taken damage? I'm sorry, I must be butchering that sentence. I don't understand the question. Am I misreading that, Multi? It's down near the bottom if you scroll. Question about the Emperor Aquaman ally, I'm guessing. Oh yeah, it says ally question after that.
I don't
How
see
long
it.
does he...
I see Budokai, D-Nation, Shaquille, Lopez, D-Nation, Warren.
Oh, I think... Oh, there must be a slow load you. I'm really sorry. Do you mind retyping the question? I'm not able to understand what your question is. I'm so sorry. Jose says, and yet I still don't see no Blue Lantern power. Yes, agreed. I would like to see a Blue Lantern power, but I really don't think they're going to put any effort into powers unless they're going to be able to make money off of it somehow. And then the amount of effort they have to put into creating a new power in game has to be worth it for the amount of money they're going to make off it. And I just don't know that they're going to try for that at all.
Yeah, in short, it's too much work for the amount of money it brings into the game. It's sadly it's as simple as that. Blue Lantern power has been asked for a long time. Way back when we got before we got the Red Lantern power, we thought we were going to get the Blue Lantern power because when people did some file diving, people will look at the files in DC Universe Online and they saw that there was a whole bunch of Red Lantern stuff. They saw a whole bunch of Blue Lantern stuff. So we thought it was going to work like the Light power, the hero side has the green power, the villain side has the yellow power. So we thought it would be the hero side has the Blue Lantern power, the villain side has the Red Lantern power, and it didn't happen. So we've been asking and
Yeah.
asking for the Blue Lantern power for pretty much forever, but at this point it's probably not going to happen because they don't make new powers because it's too much work versus the amount of money they make with those powers.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think they're going to aim for it at all, even though it would be very, very nice. Shaquille says, my PC just turned off abruptly, so I'm guessing your character has disappeared. I'm no longer in the group, so how does anyone disappear? But I don't see you. So, yeah, that sucks.
That's okay. We're pretty much done
Dean
anyway.
says, yeah, we're at the bottom of the chat, that's for sure. Dean Nation says there's still no mentions about the Wonder Woman game since the trailer came out, and Budoke says the Wonder Woman game is going to be amazing because it's going to have the Nemesis system. What is the Nemesis system?
It's something that
I have no idea what that is.
yeah, it's something that comes from the Lord of the Rings. What was it called? Shadow of something. I forget the actual name. Um, it's supposed to make NPCs more dynamic, and I don't know. We'll see. So that NPCs are not as dumb and as predictable as usual. So it's supposed to be basically create a more dynamic environment where the NPCs will be more smarter, I guess. But we'll have to wait and see. Again, as I mentioned, they have a whole bunch of issues with that game, so we don't really know what's
Yeah.
going on. There's a lot of
No, I thought I saw.
behind the scenes
Sorry.
issues. That's okay.
I thought I saw a comment come up in the bottom there that was saying we need a Beast Boy power, and then the comment disappeared. Maybe I imagined it, but don't we have Beast Boy power? Isn't it basically just the plant build, but you need to put in the transformation into all the different characters?
Pretty much, yes.
I don't have a Beast Boy. I have a female version, and she is plant. And
Yeah.
Trinkets.
she just transforms into all the different things.
There's a few things you
So I
can
think we have
use.
that in game.
Yeah, there's a few things you can use. You can use a nature power, and there's various supercharges that will turn you into various animals. There's various trinkets that will allow you to do that. There's
Yeah.
probably something else I failed to mention also. So yeah, there are ways to be able to recreate our friend Beast Boy in the Sinners Online.
Snowman.
Ah,
I don't think Beast Boy ever changes into a snowman, but that is an option. As a trinket one, though. There's some consumables you can use as well to transform into different things, but...
you can transform into a
I think
lion.
the plant is the best way to go, because it's actual animals.
You can transform into a lion and into a gorilla with various trinkets.
Succubus.
Don't remember that one. But again,
Warrior?
with the plant power, you can turn into also a gorilla. You can turn into dogs. You can turn into a wolf, and I'm sure. Oh, you can turn into some sort of bug that can fly.
Yeah.
And also, there's the reverse trinkets, like the trinket that turns you into a bat, the trinkets that turns you into a man bat, and more.
And more. You always say that!
Of course.
I think we've hit the bottom of the chat unless it's just not loading for me.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be loading for me anymore, so Too bad, so sad.
And I'm so confused because I really thought I saw that question about the Beast Boy, but maybe I'm imagining things. I don't know.
That's all right.
But yeah, we have hit the bottom. I'm just going to text in there just to make sure I haven't got lag. No, beautiful. I'm on the bottom of the chat. We have hit the bottom of the chat.
So I guess we're going to be pretty much done for now. So anything you want to plug in? Anything you want to plug, Shadow Lady, before we go?
No, I'm pretty sure people know where I am now.
Okay.
But thank you for having me. This is lovely. I really enjoy coming on here and being live.
You're welcome. Mr. Johnny Flashpoint, anything you want to say?
No, I'm okay.
How's your dinner?
Yeah, I already ate my dinner, so.
Oh, that was quick.
You know. Yeah, some nice Wolverines to see.
Oh
I
yeah.
saw a Wolverine over here. He
There's
was
actually
good.
2 of them.
There's 2. Oh, there's one there too. My bad. I didn't notice. Beautiful.
In the multiverse, there's always more than one of everything.
Oh, D Nation says, Shadow Lady, I love your videos. Oh, thank you so much. That's lovely.
Aw, you're so
I'm always
nice.
happy when people enjoy my content. He's so nice. Him and Aiden both. Thank you.
So guys, thanks to everyone who came to play with us. You guys are awesome. Thanks to everyone who came to chat with us in the chat. Thanks to everyone who watched the live stream. You guys are always appreciated. And sadly, sorry for the audio issues. Nothing we can do about that right now. Oh,
We have more questions coming up in the
Yeah.
chat, Monty.
I see Ally Emperor. Ally Emperor, Aquaman passive. Hear my call. How long does the buff last after you've taken damage? I'm not sure. Let's go take a look. Been a long time since I used it.
On this character?
It doesn't say.
Has to be tested. If you're wanting to have a look at someone who's probably tested it, I'm not going to say I'm 100% sure, but usually Obsidian tests all that sort of stuff on his channel.
Oh, actually, just a minute. It might say. No, it doesn't say. It just says that the pets will do 5% more damage. It doesn't say for how long. Sorry.
Monster Vibes is also saying, I don't enjoy the game as much as I used to. How do you feel? I have been enjoying the game up until this point, but ever since they did we can now get the currency of the newest episode in the marketplace, and we were able to basically purchase stat points for our characters, and now these mods that are only available at the marketplace. That is the thing that's making me very wary. I haven't dropped off the game or anything, but I'm a little sad about those things. So I'm enjoying it less knowing that that's coming.
It depends. Like when we got the Brainiac DLC, there was a lot of uber lag. The game would crash. The game was pretty much unplayable for a while. When we got the Brainiac DLC, or even when we got the PlayStation 5 client. Come to think of it. So yeah, at that point, it was very very frustrating to try to play DCUO, and the game was pretty much unplayable. Also, some of the content, like it's okay if you enjoy Harley Quinn, but Harley Quinn versus Apocalypse. It's not a DLC I would have made. I understand that maybe the devs
I love Harley.
Like the more silly side of DC Universe or of the DC Universe. I don't, and I'm pretty sure most people don't either, because at the end of the day, when you look at the sale figures of the Harley Quinn comics, like she can't even sell 15,000 copies a month. So yeah, it's nice to make content sometimes about characters that are a bit obscure, that are a bit less popular. That is fine. But ultimately, you have to focus on your. I believe you have to focus on your A-list characters, and then yeah, once in a while, give us something about with Harley Quinns. Once in a while, give us something with a character, silly character like Red Tool, sure. But usually in the past, also they would keep the silly stuff for the seasonals. So we had silly stuff during the Halloween seasonal. We had silly stuff during the Valentine seasonal. That's fine. But when it came
Yeah.
to the DLC, usually they would keep the silly stuff for the seasonals and not give us the silly stuff for the DLCs or the time capsule for that matter. So, but at some point they started adding silly stuff even in the time capsule, and it would seem they decided to also add silly stuff in the DLCs. I don't think it's a good idea, but could be alone in that. So yeah, when they do stuff like that, yeah, the game is less enjoyable. Absolutely.
Yeah, I completely agree. I'm on your side with that. Do you want to keep going with the chat, or do you need to go?
No,
Got a
let,
couple
let's
more.
uh, let's finish. There's probably not that many left anyway.
No problem. One King says it's always a pleasure watching your content. Thank you for keeping DCUO alive.
Oh, you're welcome. I do what I can.
He gives us all the information. And then Monster Vibe says, "What are you laughing at, Johnny?" He's not going to tell us.
No.
Fine. Monster Vibe says, I used to play PvP a lot, but they don't focus on PvP at all. It's a shame, honestly. With you, I'm not a massive PvP player in general, but I came into this game and didn't even know it was a thing. That's what it was. Other players had to tell me what it was, because I hadn't a clue. The game doesn't explain it to you at all, and it's really, really dead. If you go to a PvP phase, you can escape everybody else and have a nice relaxing time doing your days. Like, there's no PvP
It's
going on
like
at
it's
all.
like
Yeah,
it's like the
well,
TV show. It's the TV show, The Last Man on Earth. You walk outside and you're just like, wow, there's nobody here. Echo.
yeah. When they removed, we used to have the option to be able to create our character directly in the PvP open world. Sadly, they removed that option because people would basically high-level players would grief low-level players. So low-level players would try to play their missions, and there's choke points at various places where you have to talk to a very specific NPC in order to be able to continue your mission, your mission quest, your mission line quest. And sadly, if there are a bunch of high-level players that are parked next to the NPC and prevent you from grabbing the mission, well, you
Yeah.
cannot continue. So there were people who were frustrated when that happened, and they would pretty much uninstall the game and never come back. So the devs removed the option to be able to create your character directly to the PvP open world, and that pretty much killed PvP. That's sad, but that's how it is.
D-Nation is saying, if your accounts on DCUO will share cash, does that mean free-to-play payers will have a cash increase if you're sharing your money with one another, or will it be part of the membership? That's really interesting, actually. I hope that it doesn't end up sharing cash across without increasing limit, because I have a free-to-play account, and I don't want my characters to be sharing a $50,000 pool. At the moment, they have their own individual pools of 50,000. They haven't said anything about this, have they, Multi?
I haven't said a word about that. That's one of the issues. Like we've been asking for a long time for them to give us cash that would be account wide. And one of the issue was just that. Like, what about the free-to-play players? They have a limit of.
Yeah.
At the time, the limit was even lower than that, but right now the limit is what, to 50,000. So they're
Yeah,
limit.
50,000.
So they're limited to 50,000 per character. So ultimately, they can still have a good amount of cash for if they put together. Well, actually, free-to-play, you only have two characters. So anyway, so each character could have
Yeah,
50,000.
you only have two.
So either they're going to increase maybe the cash to 100,000 for the two free to play character, or they're going to limit still at the 50,000. So free to play technically will lose 50,000, or maybe they have some other solution we don't know about. But ultimately, they're going to have to make a decision, and there's probably some people that are not going to be happy no matter what they decide. So hopefully they'll make. When we got the House of Legends, it's a bit weird because they added a whole bunch of stuff to free to play players. Like they added a whole bunch of stuff that benefited free to play players, and people that actually were paying to play the game actually got less after the House of Legends than they had before. So basically, they took away stuff from people that actually were playing the game to give more stuff to people who were playing for free, which is a bit strange. And even worse, then they tried to make the game even more expensive for people playing the game by adding the allies. And at first, the allies were freaking expensive. So it's a bit strange sometimes how they make decisions to give more stuff to free-to-play player and to basically remove stuff from people who play the game, who pay to play the game, or to make it more expensive for people who pay to play the game. So will they do that again for the cash? We're gonna have to wait and see for that, I guess.
Yeah. I- You guys know the second that I am on my free to play and they've done this, I will let you guys know what happens because you'll be very sad if they combine my currency on both my characters and I'm now at a $50 pool with both of them because that would be so sad. I'm hoping that's not what happens.
So you're gonna delete your account if they do that?
No!
No?
Not to
Okay.
do too much. And also the whole point of playing the free-to-play is to see what they do and see how it impacts a free-to-play player. I'll keep playing that to see what else they're going to do that's going to impact it. But hopefully they've thought about that and they give us a $100,000 pool between the two, or they keep it separated. I don't know, but if they do end up doing we have to share the pool, I won't be very happy. That will suck.
Maybe they'll remove the cash completely for free-to-play players. We don't know.
Hey, don't say that.
No more cash for you.
Super. No more cash for me. Why? I'm a nice person. Superman DCUO. Hello, Superman says hello, everyone. And
Hello.
Cameron Summers says evil.
Oh, well, I guess on that word, we're going to call it quits. So any last words? Any last words, Shadow Lady?
Thank you guys. It's been lovely. I hope you all have a good day or night or time of day you are experiencing.
Any last word, Godly Doom? With your Doom bots?
Just remember to leave a like, everyone, and yeah, just have a good night, everyone.
So guys, thank you for being here tonight, and I'll wish you guys a good weekend, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye bye, guys.